This podcast is brought to you by JList.com. Guys, it is now 2020, and that means that you need to get organized. The perfect way to do that with a 2020 calendar, and JBox.com and JList.com have great 2020 calendars for you with a huge anime selection. Everything's about $20 or less. Check out this list of titles. They have calendars from Attack on Titan, Danmachi, Detective Conan, Dragon Ball, Evangelion, JoJo, Konosuba, Demon Slayer, My Hero Academia, Totoro, One Piece, Pokemon, ReZero, Splatoon, which is a game. They have so many other titles as well. So if you want a new calendar to stay organized during the 2020 year, you can head over to JList or JBox.com, the non-adult mirror site. Pick yourself up a new calendar, and you'll be looking cool in your home or your office. And now it's time to start the podcast.
You're listening to the Anime Addicts Anonymous Podcast. Take your anime addiction to the next level at aaapodcast.com/join. And now, here are your anime addicts.
Hey guys, welcome all you butt addicts. Welcome back to the what is it? Is it the Butt Addicts Anonymous Podcast?
Oh man,
is that our name?
If your name is Mandi, it is.
Yeah. So we're changing our name. We're changing. It's now the BAA Podcast. So it's Ba.
Whoa.
How far can I go with this?
I don't know. That's about it.
Before someone cuts me off. Just kidding. If you're excited about that, I'm sorry. It was all a lie. We're actually the Anime Addicts Anonymous Podcast. And,
oh no.
Oh no, it's almost just as bad, honestly.
I've been bamboozled.
You want your money back.
We are dedicated to making your anime addiction worse.
As
Hi,
always.
I am Mandi. I am one host, joined by two others. Why don't you guys take a second to introduce yourselves?
I am Mitsugi in the flesh. I've been here since the dawn of time. I am a dinosaur. I saw the meteor come. It crashed. I survived. I'm still here. I love you all. Oh, and I have a red monster today, which I'm drinking.
I was gonna say, that's what people are really waiting for.
Which I'm drinking in a glass with ice that has the Saiyans on it, and and if I flip around to the other side, there is the old Zaru monkey guy. So we're very bougie here.
Honestly, the color of that monster is not as like nuclear waste, like fluorescent as I was expecting. It's very tea colored.
I cut it with water. Sorry to blow your mind.
Does it taste like peach?
It tastes like cherry. I think this one's red.
Okay.
And I'm Mason, the other host, not in the flesh, over the airwaves. I am the asteroid that has come to destroy and dismantle everything.
Oh God.
That Mitsugi loves there. So let's get to it.
Just destroy everything. Mason
Smash.
Mason smash. Mason, where are you from again?
Like in the world, Connecticut?
Yeah, in the world, Connecticut. Mason,
okay.
Connecticut smash. That's your.
There you go.
Work.
Yeah, this might be my last podcast ever because I'm climbing a 14er tomorrow or on next weekend in the snow in the winter, which which opens up all kinds of possibilities, including avalanches. So who knows? You know what? Screw it.
So you're gonna come back in ice block.
Yeah, just send Mason up to find me. I'll be like Jack Nicholson at the end of The Shining, like grinning dumbly and like frozen to death in a snowbank somewhere. So it'll be fine. Just put me in my seat and put my headphones on. It'll be good.
We'll dub over you. We'll get a professional voice actor for you.
Perfect.
Yep.
Just teeth chattering the whole time.
So yeah, if you would like to join us, help support us, go to aapodcast.com/join. For just a few dollars, you can get bonus content, hentai episodes, hobby addicts, after potties.
That's right.
If I watched too much toilet-bound Hanako-kun, I'm so sorry. After parties, we did a Hobby Addicts today where I talked about the new Warcraft patch, and Mason talked about parties, and Mitsuki talked about Weathering with You. So check those out. Sign up. And you can go to all of our social media. Please follow us on Twitch to know when we're streaming. Follow us on Facebook. Also, our social media manager, Caroline, she is asking for more fan art so she can display all your wonderful work. So toss stuff to her either through anywhere. You can email it to us on our website. You can send it to one of us on Discord, and we'll get it to her, and we'll show it off. Yeah. And you can find the link to our Discord on our website. And we have so much stuff going on Discord. What's going on?
Well, the two quick things I want to get off the bat is we have two polls. First is the very important 2019 Anime Oscars voting, which is you can find on Discord. You can also find it on our website. That's kind of for our big, episode that we do where you guys tell us, hey, what was the best of the year? And we kind of have a second poll up with that called the Best of 2019, which is where you guys, unbounded by what we force you into voting for, get to give us all your thoughts on your favorite and least favorite things of the year. So both of those can be found in Discord if you go to the very top called List Season Channel. And we really appreciate when you guys give us that stuff. Like I said last week, the Health Club is officially going. Week 1 is completed. We had a bunch of good turnout. A bunch of people are getting sick because it's the wintry season and it's gross and slimy, but we're getting over it and we're back at it. So it's not too late to join us. Also, that's a good place to get notified for all the Let's Plays that Mandi and I are doing. We're still playing Danganronpa. It's not dead yet, though a lot of those characters are indeed dying quickly. We had a special stream a couple days ago. We did World of Warcraft. We talked about deserts. We talked about Disney. We talked about all sorts of
dinosaurs, Dios.
It was mayhem. It was a nightmare. It was a whole lot of fun. So, if you want to get notified for that kind of stuff, please come to the Discord to check it out. And of course, watch us on Twitch and see all the videos in the past on YouTube.
We also have my manga club. This Wednesday, the 22nd, we're reading we'll be discussing the entire volume of I Want to Eat Your Pancreas. So if you'd like to join, read it, come to us on Wednesday at 10 p.m. EST. And all you got to do is just jump into the chat and we're just going to talk about it. And it's very laid back and anyone is welcome to join.
And just like Manga Club, we also have Anime Club where a bunch of people watch a work and then get in chat to talk about it and say why it's good and or bad. The next one is going to be at January 29th, 10 p.m. EST, and we're going to watch all 12 episodes of Bento, which is done by the same guys who did JoJo, and it is quite
ridiculous.
A ton of fun. It's an ecchi fighting food show, and it's a wild time. And I think we're going to have a really fun conversation about it.
How much do you guys love yakiniku?
I love it.
How much? How much do you love salmon?
Less than yakiniku.
Will you murder for it?
Listen,
not for salmon.
They're not doing it for the food. They're doing it for the sales, the discounts.
That's what I do. Never mind. We're not going to have a bento discussion. I have a lot of things to say. I can't wait. It's so dumb, but it's funny.
Yakiniku is pretty good. Maybe the katsudon, at the convenience store, but not salmon. No, sorry. No.
Yeah. So, we have a lot of stuff coming up. We have a very fun game coming up that was put together by IcyRose, who you may know from our previous social media manager and has been a part of this podcast for a long time. So he put together a game where he's going to test our knowledge on Fate characters. Spoiler, I don't know shit about Fate, so it's going to be interesting. And we are also starting our round 1 of impressions for the winter 2020 season. We have impressions on ID Invaded, Eizouken ni wa te wo dasu na, which is, what was the English for that? Don't touch or keep your hands off
Eizouken.
Keep your hands off my ass.
Koisuru Asteroid and Magia Record Madoka Magica. So stay tuned. Is there anything else you guys want to talk about before big news?
I'm pumped up. It's going to be good.
Oh my god. Fuck! I love anime so much. I get so fucking pumped when I watch anime! Oh my god.
I love it. Whoops, one more time. I love it so much I clicked it twice.
Play it twice.
It's time for big news of the week.
Speaking about anime that I love so much that we're going to get it twice, Made in Abyss, the anime, has a sequel confirmed to be in production.
Oh, man,
this is
big.
Going beyond even the movie that we talked about a couple episodes ago, in an event celebrating the anniversary of the film that's coming out soon, Dawn of the Deep Soul. that the sequel anime season was announced. The first anime series was done by Kinema Citrus. It aired in summer of 2017. Same people, same studio doing it. Sentai Filmworks licensed the anime and streamed it on Amazon's now defunct Anime Strike platform, and High Dive. So I'm guessing it'll be on Amazon again. It's probably too soon to tell, but more Made in Abyss is always a good thing. I'm really excited for it. It'll be interesting to see how much the film covers. So I'm assuming then that the second season will pick up from that.
Yeah, I think people are pretty excited about this. I mean, this is like, this was an Anime of the Year winner a couple of years ago, and it just, and it was such an open-ended ending. I think we want more, so, but I wonder how long we'll have to wait for it.
Mm-hmm.
Because they didn't give a date. There's no date. They just said it's in production. So and I have no idea what that means exactly, but I just hope they take their time with it, because the first one looks so good, that I think people would probably rather wait another year extra than have it look perfect than to have them rush it. So I just hope they're working hard and that they're gonna take their time with it. And I actually haven't watched all of Made in Abyss, so I'm gonna have to, now I'm gonna have to go back and watch the first season, because I know that this is probably gonna be something that we cover. So, and I don't want to have to be playing catch up too much. So, yeah, I only watched about half of the first season. So,
wasn't there a movie?
That's what's coming out.
Oh,
shortly. Okay. Yeah, Dawn of the Deep Soul.
Yeah.
So my hope, my wish.
I thought this was a series. I'm sorry.
No, it is. They're doing a movie and a new series. You got both coming out. So I'm hoping that they're going to be like, we're about to drop a big movie and then capitalize on that hype to release the second season. So, it's been almost 3 years since the original one came out. So, it's possible that it's in the works.
Wasn't there a big controversy? Well, not huge, but like a little one recently where it's like they had to change the rating on it?
Yeah, that's what we talked about a couple of weeks ago, where the rating went from, I think, like 12
PG-13
to PG-15, essentially going from, you could see it with a guardian at some age, but now that you can't watch it if you're under 15, period. And they were like refunding tickets. But like I said, that quote unquote controversy is probably going to be, that makes me feel like, oh, they're really going in on it. And I'm excited. So we'll see.
I mean, aren't they kind of traveling to hell or something in this anime?
They're getting down there. Yeah. I think they got, no spoilers, but I think they're only halfway through the different depths of the abyss that they're reckoning towards. So we'll see. We'll see how far they get.
Doug. I know how this works.
Yeah. So God knows what they're gonna find down there. So get ready for some. I guess you really can't shock people again. So I feel like the first one had some shock value, but this whatever they do from now on isn't gonna surprise anybody, I'm sure. So okay. All right. Well, looking forward to it.
You want to go on to Big Bad Moe?
I love it.
We can't. I'm just picturing people taking whistles into the theater, though, and blowing them when the people in the show do it. And that would be really annoying. Anyway, yeah, we can move on.
Mason's doing that.
Howdy, partner. I seen you riding in on that dusty trail. Welcome to the good, the bad, and the moe.
Alrighty, for the good this week, Chihaya Fudo manga creator establishes fund to support Karata industry.
This was for you, Mandi.
Awesome.
It was for
Thank
you. Yeah, of course.
Thanks. Chihaya Fudo creator Yuki Suetsugu, I'm sorry if I mispronounced that, announced on Tuesday that she is establishing a fund to support the competitive karata industry. And the reasons for this funding is that throughout the course of the manga, the people in the real-life world of competitive karata have assisted and cooperated with her, and she feels a great debt towards them. Karata organizations lack the funds and manpower in order to pay competitive players well or train the aspiring players, and also Sugetsu uses her manga talent to help raise funds. The funds committee is organizing a karata meet on February 23rd called the First Chihaya Fudo Ogurayama Cup.
Something mountain. Some mountain, probably.
And the 8 top-class karate athletes will compete at this fundraising event. I watched karate on YouTube, and it's crazy. I'm so excited. And for the bad, indie animator claims Upper Streamer Boys OP copies their work.
Not again.
I actually watched this too. It was, yeah. I don't know what was with last season and people copying shit, but
Can I just say real quick, like before you go into this, like, people, you got to be smarter when you're copying people's work. Like, take someone's work and get inspired by it. Like, take inspiration from the style they do or something. You know, like, literally don't slap like a carbon copy of every pattern that's created. You know, it makes it way too obvious. You know,
teachers know how to use Google.
Yeah,
I mean, not to defend this, but this was way less egregious than the dancing from, yeah, because in what was it, the Light Tennis Club? What was the name?
Yeah,
of that
Stars
show?
Align was the one.
Stars Align.
Yeah.
They like one for one copied a bunch of dances from, that people had put up online. This was just the director legitimately gave the illustrators like this 30-second clip of like motion graphics and effects. He said, "Oh, I want something like this. Do something like this."
And they just took it.
And they just literally one-to-one did that. I mean, they did recreate it, it looks like, but they did just very much copy it. And he's like, "Well, I probably should have, looked for that." So,
well,
I mean, is it good? No. Is it straight copying? Yes, that should be frowned upon, but it wasn't as bad as...
Listen, it's a fine line, but like, if you just take inspiration from something and create your own, then the original creators gets flattered by that, right? Like, "Oh, I'm so flattered you were inspired by me," and then it's like, and then just a little bit different, like, "Oh, I'm just gonna use your patterns, but I'm not gonna rearrange them at all. I'm just gonna use them exactly." Now you've pissed someone off. So it's like,
yeah,
it's a fine line, but like, learn your lesson.
I mean, yeah, plagiarism is still plagiarism, regardless, and it doesn't matter what media it's through. And I think the guy was saying, well, I'll let you finish, Mandi. Sorry.
Thank you. Yeah, so in a deleted tweet, Nagoya-based indie motion graphics animator Ishin claimed that the opening was from Outburst Dreamer Boys, included their work without permission. Ishin wrote on Twitter on Tuesday that they removed the tweet because they are currently in talks with the anime staff. It's probably going to be another situation like Stars Align, where maybe now they will get the appropriate credit for their work. But the director, Kazuya Ichikawa, allegedly offered to help Ishin supervise the production of an opening sequence in his next anime work as a form of apology. So we'll see what happens with that. And for the Moe, Mitsugi.
Hey.
Oh, Mitsugi.
Just read it.
Thanks for this. I feel like you put me on this just because you wanted me to read this. Hundreds of otaku line up to get spanked by anime voice actress at Tokyo event.
Yeah.
Aoi Yuki, the voice of Madoka Magica's Madoka, and Symphogear protagonist Hibiki Tachibana also sings anime theme songs and appears at a meet and greet fan event. She held a mini concert in Ikebukuro to commemorate her new single, Unbreakable, from the ID show that we will be doing an impression on later on.
It's from Dendrogram, Infinite Dendrogram.
So sorry. There are too many ID shows.
Too many.
This one is Infinite Dendrogram. The other one is just ID. I'm so sorry. And as a special thank you to her fans, rather than giving them handshakes, she decided, "Hey guys, just light up. I'll just spank your ass with a fan." A giant fan and big bold.
Yeah.
That's the
punchline.
Giant letters.
It's not her hand or whatever, or a belt. It's a fan. So Japan would never.
And
let
there
that
are
in.
pictures of it if you want to look at
sure.
that. If you so desire, you can.
Yeah. I mean, there were a lot of people lined up.
Would you be one of them?
Look, I'm not going to join a line of 300 people. I mean,
you don't have to lie to us. We're your friends.
Listen, maybe if it was Steve Bloom, I mean, Steve Bloom is. I mean, he deserves that honor. I think. I mean, come on, because he's kind of the man, right? I mean, let's be honest. Anyway, guys, so that was the good, the bad, and the melee. Yeah, there's a lot of news this week. So I did a bad thing, sort of. The trivia this week was almost impossible. So the answer to the trivia was, well, the theme is anime monsters, so it's all monsters. The answer was Kajiri Kamui Kagura, which is actually not an anime, it's a visual novel, so that's my bad. But someone still got it right. One person, a bunch of wrong answers, and I'm pretty sure, I'm not going to say there was some cheating going on here, but since it's not really from an anime.
They're Google search masters.
Yeah, so Golden Jedi Link wins for the week, so congrats. So, that's my bad. But I mean, a visual novel is will ultimately become an anime eventually anyway, so we all know this. So, I mean, it's close enough. I'm going to give myself a pass. So, yeah, and if you want to play trivia, you can go to our website. Again, it's aaapodcast.com. Right around the bottom, there's a section where you can click and submit your answer. And,
this is a good one this week. It's a good one.
Is it? Do you know the answer?
I think it's right on the line between you could get it, but there's enough hints, but it's still kind of obtuse. This is I think a good difficulty.
Yeah. So I'm trying to make them more difficult this time because the last round was pretty easy. So, all right, that's the trivia.
Alrighty, so we also have our weekly in-show trivia, which we will answer after the break. The question is, for our Fate theme this week, it is at the end of the Fate, or at the start of the Fate Extra game, the player gets to choose one out of how many servants? We'll answer it after the break. How many?
Oh boy. All right. Stay tuned for our Fate game. Thanks to IcyRose.
Yeah.
Be back in a minute. Hey, all you anime addicts, Mitsuki is here to the rescue, bringing you a round of anime news. Leading us off, Studio Ghibli has created its first new commercial for television for the convenience store Lawson. In almost 20 years, they have produced a 15-second animated commercial for that convenience store chain that sells all kinds of yummy goodies and is also a great place for you to buy tickets to events throughout Japan. Ghibli has been producing animated commercials for Lawson since 2001, but they really haven't done any in a long time. They also occasionally do commercials for other companies as well, but if you're a fan of Ghibli, as I am, probably worth just checking out this little 15-second commercial. You'll probably see the resemblance to some of Ghibli's other works. Next up, Fruits Basket is getting a second season of its anime this spring. This was announced on the website for the new anime of Fruits Basket's manga. So if you are a big fan of this, it's going to be airing this spring on TV Tokyo and TV Osaka. There's also some trailers online that you can watch that'll give you a little teaser for the second season. For those of you that are totally unaware of Fruits Basket, I imagine that's not many of you, it's the story of Toru Honda, who thought her life was headed for misfortune when a family tragedy had her living in a tent. When her small home is discovered by the mysterious Soma clan, she suddenly finds herself living with Yuki Kyo and Shigure Soma, but quickly discovers that their family has a bizarre secret that when hugged, the people turn into animals of the zodiac. So, a little romance comedy there. If you are a fan of Fruits Basket, look out for that coming out in the spring. Next up, of course, we have a live-action stage play announcement for the ever-popular Shield Hero anime, which came out this past year. The play is going to be airing in Cool Japan Park, Osaka's TT Hall, from March 27th to the 29th, and then it's going to run at, again, a theater in Tokyo, Theater Sun Mall, from the 2nd to the 12th of April. Seems like Osaka and Tokyo are the only ones that ever seem to get an announcement as far as where these things are taking place. So some cast has been revealed. Kenta Nishi will play the Knight Commander Nops. Kiyoshi Ono will play Vice Knight Commander Sable. And the website also revealed lots of key visuals that include main cast members Karen Isobe as Raptalia, Ike Yamamoto as Kitamura, They also have announcements for pretty much all of the other major hero characters in the show. So if you are a big fan of Shield Hero, check out the Shield Hero casting and more details online about the stage play. Maybe you can catch it next year in Japan. Lastly, we're going to round out with a little bit of a top-selling game news from pretty much the first week of the 2020 year, and it looks like the Nintendo Switch has taken literally every single spot on the top 20 for Japan, just dominating Japan, with the top 5 being Super Mario and Sonic at the Olympics Tokyo Games 2020, of course, with about 240,000 copies total sold. Minecraft just keeps hanging in there. It's sold about 1.2 million copies for the Switch. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is continuing to be popular with a total of 2.7 million copies sold. Luigi's Mansion 3 comes in at number 2 with 560,000 copies sold. And of course, not that shocking, Pokemon Sword and Shield coming in at number 1 with quite a large gap between this and the second anime with 3.2 copies sold. This is Mitsuki, and this was your anime news break. Now, it's time to get back to the podcast. Hey, all you anime addicts. 2020 is finally here, and jbox.com wants to get you started on your new year in the right way with a new anime calendar for the 2020 calendar year. All calendars, $20 or less, and they have so many anime to choose from. Attack on Titan, Danmachi, Detective Conan, Dragon Ball, Eva, Hyperdimension Neptunia, JoJo, Konosuba, Demon Slayer, Hatsune Miku, My Hero Academia, Totoro, One Piece, Pokemon, ReZero, so much more. Head over to jbox.com now, and you'll be able to get yourself organized for the 2020 year with a fun anime calendar to put in your office or at home.
Hi, this is Kate Oxley, voice of Akane Tsunemori in Psycho-Pass, How Guilty Are You? And I am a total anime addict.
And now, great moments in Anime Addicts Anonymous history.
For the first time ever, I've gotten like trick-or-treaters this year.
What kind of candy were you giving out, Mason?
We gave out M&Ms, we gave out Reese's, we gave out
Oh,
Whoppers,
Reese's.
we gave out
Whoppers?
Kit Kats.
So what are the kids going for, though? Like, when you hold the bucket out, what do they reach for first?
Kids don't even know. They got masks on half the time. They're like, they can't even see.
No, they can, man. Kids have, like, a radar. Sensing Reese cups.
I'm moving the ball so they don't get the Reese's cups. I'm like, no, that one's for me later, man. You can't take it. Nope.
Yeah. You're like, you put them all at the bottom. You know what the dick move is? It's like you open the door, you assess how good the costume is, and then you reach for one of 2 bowls. If it's a good costume, it's like Reese cups and, like, you know, the stuff people want. And if it's like, you know, if it's not, it's like
teenagers with no costume on, they get Tootsie Rolls.
Yeah, they give them Tootsie Rolls, give them black licorice.
No, if they give me like the proper like trick or treat and like thank you, I'll be like, oh wait, you can have another one. Like I'll give them extra. Except there was like these 2 kids, so they were like trick or treat, gave them the candy. They were like, thank you. I'm like, oh, you know what? You guys can have one more. And the older kid was like, oh, my mom would love these, and he picked like one, and the other one.
Oh, so cute.
The other one just like says, I ain't greedy, and just ran away.
Oh, that's hilarious.
That's great.
It was awesome.
Little kids.
And then I just chased them. I'm like, you take the candy, and I was shoveling it.
You're throwing it at them. You grab them, you stuffing it.
To the ground.
You're stuffing it in their underpants.
I don't want this. I don't want this.
Welcome back, guys, to the podcast. We had an intro trivia question for you, of course. At the start of the Fate Extra game, the player gets to choose one out of how many servants? And the answer is 3. You can choose Saber, Archer, or Caster. And actually, on our doc, there was on Twitch, there was another trivia question, which was in the currently airing anime It Invaded. What is the name of the person whose death is being investigated by the protagonist Sakaido, and her name is Kaedu. So we had a little mix-up, but it's okay.
Yeah, but that's kind of not the right answer, but we'll learn.
It wasn't Kaedu?
It wasn't.
No.
It's not. It's a trap. You've been bamboozled like I was.
And we were worried that was a spoiler, so we changed it.
Also, I want to say this now. Our main topic is going to have a bit of a visual component to it.
Yeah.
It's not like essential to listening, but if you're like, hey, I've been listening to this, and I'm at a computer and I might have access to visuals, come check us out on Twitch/YouTube, because that way it's easier for you to play along. If not, I'm sure we're going to fail enough where we need other hints. So you'll see what I mean. Maybe at least hear what I mean coming up. But I think we got something else we got to get to first.
That's right. It's time for Mandy's Manga Minute. Mandy, we already know you're ready. I don't even know why I'm going to ask. You're always ready. So.
And now, let's take a minute for the Manga Minute with Mandi.
This is Mandy's Manga Minute, where I take a minute to tell you about a manga and help you find something new to read. And this one is called Inside Mari. The manga follows an angel-like, beautiful high school girl with a certain secret she has been hiding from everyone. And an idle hikikomori young man, the highlight of his day is seeing Mari at the convenience store. Convenience store, sorry, not story. I jumped ahead. The story begins as Mari wakes up in her room, but something feels amiss about the room and even her own body. Inside Mari is a mystery drama series written and illustrated by Shuzo Oshimi. It is a completed series with 9 volumes total. There's currently only 5 volumes available in English, but it's still currently publishing. And in this first volume, we meet the hikikomori Isao and get a peek into his lifestyle. He mostly stays at home playing video games, but has a ritual of going to a nearby convenience store every single night, because there we are introduced to Mari, which is the young woman Isao is basically stalking. But one night, she turns to stare at him, which takes him by surprise, and Isao wakes up the next morning inside of her body. And now he has to endure what it is like to live as Mari. But this isn't a typical body swap story, because Isao's body is very much still moving, and we don't know who's inside of it. And we also don't know where Mari has gone. She's just disappeared. But now Isao must live with the glances of nearby men, a school friend who seems a little bit too attached to Mari, and what it's like having the body of a woman. And it also seems that Mari has a few secrets of her own, as Isao looks for clues and unravels a very strange mystery. And this manga is by the same author of Flowers of Evil, and he likes to illustrate some of the more embarrassing and private moments of people's lives. So yes, he deals with things such as periods and going to the bathroom. So warning. We also don't know if Isao's actions are going to end up ruining Mari's life. He starts off trying to avoid the temptations of exploring Mari's body, but whether or not he will succeed is unknown in the first volume. But I am intrigued a little bit by the mystery, and we'll probably finish the series. It's only 9 volumes long. It's a very quick read. But if you liked Flowers of Evil, or if you're just a fan of body swap stories, you can check this one out.
Cool stuff. Body swaps. Always fun. Love it. Yeah. All right. Well, that'll be made into an anime within about 6 months. So
we'll see.
We'll have to see. Well, Mason, somewhere in Japan, a war is raging. And also, sometimes above the earth, where a war is raging as well. In the hearts and minds of anime fans everywhere, a war is brewing. A waifu war, the likes of which the world will never know again.
In the game of waifus, you either win or you are late to anime school. Cake will be thrown, ice cold tea will be served. Who will be top in the class and who will be flunked in Mason's waifu wars?
You better get fucking ready. It's time for a fucking waifu war now.
Here we go. Space Babes, week 3. We in it. So if you watch shows as quick as Mandi does, and have already blown through last week's suggestion of Space Brothers, I'm back again with an even longer series to test you. And if you're sick of hearing about how Legend of the Galactic Heroes is amazing, it's simply because you know in your heart that you're guilty for not giving this esteemed series a chance. It's so good. Whether you watch Artland's original 90s version or even Production IG's 2018 remake, I almost don't care anymore. Just watch it. Just watch it, people. Like, the remake is starting to get to the interesting part. We're getting there. Just watch it. And either one. I love them both. all you need to know is that this series is as legendary as its namesake suggests, and we're definitely going to be doing a deep dive when we have our review on it. But listen, I can't talk about space and some of the best characters in space and not talk about some of the best husbandos in the field, nay, the galaxy. You've got Reinhard, the Golden Lion, with his determined ambition, his handsome, refined features, his immeasurable pride, and this distinguished nobility. He's a true beacon of light. You've got Yang, the miraculous magician, with his relaxed grace, his overwhelming empathy.
Relaxed
Relaxed grace.
Very relaxed.
His restrained brilliance and his humble kindness. He's so soothing. He's so soft. He's such a nice boy. But, above all of that, far above all of that, the rest of the field is nothing. Our red beacon of hope, the paragon, the pinnacle, the waifu of the week, Siegfried Kirchhoff. Listen, I love him so much. He's an excellent tactician, first of all. His understanding of his close friend Reinhard makes a 1-2 combo that is near unbeatable. Like, they've shown throughout the series, whenever he goes up against someone, he's never beaten. He's calm, he's reassuring. Kirchhoff helps rein in the hot-headed admiral, and is like a more well-rounded, like complete threat on the battlefield than almost any other military mastermind. The fate of peace within the entire galaxy and between these warring factions lies on this man's ability, Mr. Siegfried's ability to reason and see the righteousness in all parties. He's just the ultimate arbiter. Listen, but what makes him a husbando is he's so kind. You find yourself a partner in life who treats you like Siegfried treats anyone, and you'll be happy. He's just a smoldering brilliance that is just so kind to everyone. He's just the best person around. And he's got more humble, restrained features, betraying his humble bloodline, but he carries himself with such regality without coming off as pompous like some of his peers. Beneath that radiant red hair lies a cutie with some of the best smiles in the series. We got to protect that smile.
Good Lord.
Siegfried Kirchhoff, you are the waifu of the week, and wear that badge proudly, my friend.
He's wrong. It's Yang Wenli.
Yeah, Mandy just writes
Yang
no.
Wenli is the best boy.
Let me look into our Discord history. Tick tick clack clack. Yes, this is Mandy speaking. I have betrayed my love for Yang by buying more Hisoka cells.
I can't help it. I can't help it. Hisoka has bamboozled me all over.
Yang is a phenomenal character, but he would never love you. He would never care for you in the same way that Siegfried would.
That's not true.
No, he's an office man at heart. His mind is elsewhere. You'd never get through to him.
All you gotta do is give him all of his whiskey and his alcohol. He'd love me. Mason.
Siegfried would always be there for you, hold you in his heart with, he's so precious, and he would make you feel like a prince.
Just wants some wine and a nap. I can provide these things.
I'm just kicking my hands up. I'm just relaxing. You guys can just tear each other apart.
Listen, people know who.
Look, he fights for democracy.
We'll see. We'll see what's better, a concept or a man who cares about you, the person. I think that's.
Yang Wenli cares about me.
I will say that.
We'll see about that.
I will say that between the original and then 30 years later or however long, Siegfried did change his hair product. He has traded in the very fashionable curly locks for straighter, more aggressive looking hair. Someone got this man some different hair product and also a hot iron. If you can believe that.
Exactly. He is a hot iron. You're right.
Okay.
Well, I think we're ready.
Yep, I've switched us over on Twitch to our screen that has our trivia game. And we are going to be doing a trivia game that our dear friend and patron, IcyRose, who is always great and always delivers whenever he is called upon. Put in way too much effort on this trivia game. As I clicked through the sample question, and I was like, dang, I hope IcyRose didn't make all these pictures by hand, because if he did, well.
Yes, he's a master painter.
Mr. IcyRose is Mr. Worldwide. He goes far beyond what the Call of Duty. I just want to let everyone know, because I found it very funny. I just opened up the presentation on my screen so I can click through it with you guys. And as I opened it, Mitz played the Ice Ice Baby drop, and it made it sound like he had, like, programmed this PowerPoint to have that drop play when he opened it, and I thought that would have been very funny if Icy did that.
That would have been pretty good. So this trivia game was this is a note from IcyRose. Also, again, big thanks to IcyRose, who spent a ton of time on it. Trivia game was inspired, or more or less, by all of those videos on YouTube of people asking their parents or friends to guess the names of Pokemon or JoJo stands. But also, he says that one time Mitz was able to guess the identity of a servant from Fate Extra when Brains did an impression on it, just based off their class and noble phantasm. So I don't actually remember that, but then again, I'm old, so, I don't really remember very well. But there is a visual component to this, guys. So those of you that are listening at home, we're going to do our best to describe each and every character that comes up. And of course, there's also clues that will occur in the PowerPoint presentation, so to speak, that will help you out here. Guys, the rules of the game, there are 21 questions total, plus a bonus question. So I'm going to open up my trusty little Excel spreadsheet here, because I basically live in Excel. And we will be given an image of a servant from the Fate Grand Order franchise and their class. And each servant will initially be worth 4 points. I'm going to write down our names here. And Mason, we have Mandi, and we have Mitsuki. And then the host will then guess the historical mythological identity of the servant, and if a host is confident about their answer, they can lock it in at that current point value, and then we're going to be giving clues after that. So if I don't really know what it is, I just won't guess or whatever. And then I will get clues, and then when you get it right, you get points depending on how many clues you've experienced. So the identity of the servant will be revealed after the historical origin, their in-game nickname, and the historical trivia of their identity. So I think more likely than not you lose a point after each clue. So, and he says to make this game fair to all hosts, the servants featured in this game will not have been featured and named in any of the existing Fate anime. Oh God!
Awesome, good.
This is going to be so hard.
So this isn't fair because Mitz claims he has a bad memory because he's old, but he's so old that he's been around with a lot of these real life figures, so he's got that advantage.
Damn.
He knew them on a very personal level.
Exactly.
Damn. That hurts.
Man,
I'm just going to assume all of them are Gandhi.
Right.
If you use that strategy, one has to be right. Look,
One has to be right.
How are you guys feeling going into this?
Not that
worried.
great.
I'm very worried.
Listen,
I'm going to stomp ass, actually. I changed my mind.
I know a lot of things in this world, and because I know so much, I know how little I know about history and fate, and I'm ready to get absolutely embarrassed.
Same. I've seen what some fate characters look like. They don't look like historical people. So
all right.
I don't know how I'm going to do this.
Well, we got a lot of questions. We got a lot of questions here, so let's get started. Here's the first one. The sample. It's a picture
How
of...
do we lock in our character?
You would just say, I'm locking...
You'll
say it's this, and I'm locking it in, and I'll type it into the spreadsheet, and then we'll see how many points you get.
Okay.
The example question is a picture of what looks just like Saber in a red dress, I would say, blonde hair. And he says, who is this Saber class servant? And at this point, I would probably guess King Arthur because I saw the anime.
Are they all the same? All sabers are the same? I thought that was a character.
Apparently there's a Saber class.
No. I think Saber, a lot of different historical figures can be that kind of figure, but they all look like the Saber of King Arthur, which I would also guess it is.
I'm just going to click through the clues real quick. Each clue has a more enhanced photo. The second photo has a sword added. Third photo has a picture of... I have no idea what that is, like a chicken maybe? And then the third photo is the Saber is like snuggling up with a lion. It says the first clue is this servant is from Roman history.
Oh, not King Arthur.
They are known as the Emperor of Roses. While historically male, they are known to have been a bride in their own wedding.
Wait.
And the answer is? Is Augustus Caesar.
Okay.
So Nero, Claudius, Caesar, Augustus, Germanicus. All right, that's the warm up.
So we would have gotten that one wrong
for sure. Are you guys ready for the real game?
Yeah, I'm gonna say right now, if you get any part of that answer correct, like if you'd guess Caesar, Augustus, Nero, like we'll give you the points. No.
Sure. All right, here we go, guys.
Okay.
Rejoice, anime addicts! Let the games begin. So it's a
Yikes.
picture of a man with a spear with a green, like knightly looking sort of garb. He says, "Who is this saber class servant? Brown hair. He's got greaves on, boots, white pants."
I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, looking from him, I have no clue.
All
Okay.
right.
First clue. I think we all accept defeat.
The servant is from Greek mythology.
And the image looks about the same. I still do not know.
Yeah.
I don't know much about Greek mythology. I still don't know.
He is known as the Gleaming Helm of Troy. We've added a red cape to
Ooh,
to
I'm
him.
gonna lock this in. I'm gonna lock it.
All right. You have to
Should I just type? How should I type? That's what I was gonna say. What's our?
Yeah, how are we going to share our answers without giving them to other people? Is what I was asking before.
And that's what I was thinking. Trust us, or we can just
Alright,
put
well,
it in
I
the
have-
Twitch chat and not look at the Twitch chat.
We can just do honor system. I'm locking mine in as well, by the way. So I'm locking in Hector.
That's what I was gonna say. My
right,
boy Eric Bana.
All right, and the third clue, he is the strongest hero and high commander of the Trojans. And he's kind of got another photo. I think he's like smoking a cigarette in this photo, leaning up against a rock. Mandy, do you want to give an answer?
I mean, no, because I would have just said what you guys said.
All right, the answer
'Cause
is
I don't know about
is
Greek
Hector.
mythology.
All right, Mason, we got it. It's Hector.
I will say nothing about these pictures indicated any sort of
No, of
No.
course not.
that. I just knew the hero of Troy, kind of helm of Troy. It's the one guy I remember from that movie with Brad Pitt.
Yeah, so I actually really like that movie, and I've seen it probably 5 or 6 times. And but it did take me a minute to remember. I wanted to say Achilles really bad, and then I remembered Achilles. I was trying who. The only way I remember that was hearing Brad Pitt's voice screaming Hector when he's trying to duel, or whatever. All right, all right. Next question. It's a
You want me to do
dark-skinned.
this one, or do we want to swap through, or?
I just do a couple
Or you
more,
got
and then
it.
we'll swap. It's a dark-skinned lady with a bow. I think that's a bow, a very fancy-looking bow, archer class servant. She's got a pink tunic on, I guess, and has like a white flowery background. And I have absolutely no idea who this is. Not even a clue. No,
Not a clue.
Like some Attack on Titan 3D maneuver gear bow or
Yeah.
holders.
Yeah, she has like some
Or
weird
holders.
armor like on her sides. This servant is from Indian mythology.
God, I don't know. I don't have a clue.
Well, you don't lose any points for guessing, so I'm gonna lock in my answer.
But the bow got a lot more like blue flames coming off of it now.
It has a string now, and it's entirely made of blue mana.
So
Yeah.
I'm gonna lock in Shiva. I don't know that that's the answer, of course, but that's my
Does
guess.
Shiva use a bow? I thought Shiva had like a lot of. Didn't Shiva have like 6 arms or something?
I don't think it has anything to do with
Yeah,
anything.
I don't think that these photos are necessarily
True.
representative of the
Okay.
character. You guys want to lock in anything, or am I going to the next clue?
Next clue for me, my friend.
Yeah.
He is known as the rewarded hero. We added a blue cloak and some bubbles to the photo. I don't think I'm right, by the way. Does that help you guys? You want the next clue?
No, I don't have a clue.
We need more. I need more clues, but I don't think it's going to help.
He is the spiritual son of Indra, the god of lightning, and a central character of the Mahabharata.
Oh,
I don't
remember
know,
the person's
sorry.
name. I think it started with like an A or an E.
Okay, anything? Nothing?
No,
Bueller?
I don't
Bueller?
know it.
Mandy, Bueller?
Not a clue. Mm-mm.
Arjuna is the answer, which I've heard before, but that's
Yes.
clearly,
Oh, I should have gotten that. Oh,
Clearly.
I feel dumb.
clearly I didn't know. All right, I'll do one more, and then we'll swap off to somebody else. How about that?
Sounds good. Sounds good.
Third question: who is this rider class servant? It's looking like a young girl. She's dressed kind of scantily, I would say, with she's got with her boobs pushed up. She's got like a I mean, yeah. I mean, you can. She's got like thigh-high stockings, heels.
I'm gonna
kind of
lock in Jim McMahon from WWE.
What?
Doing that big old.
I think you
walk.
got it. You got it.
And she's got some kind of like a spear with a cross on the top. So, but I have absolutely no idea who this is. Not even a clue. Shall we give a? Speaking of clues, you want one?
Yes, please.
Yes.
This servant is from the Bible.
Oh.
Oh, there's a cross. This is Jesus.
If you watched our playthrough of the council, I know nothing about the Bible.
All right.
Yes,
I don't know.
That's true.
I'm not prepared to guess. Are you looking to guess, Mason?
No, I'm not. Let's more clues, please.
She is known as the Dragon Tamer Saint, and she just got sexier. She just took her like some of her clothing off, and now she's got red thigh-high stockings. The Bible has never been so sexy. I just have to say that.
Sounds familiar.
Mandy's like, put the Bible on my Amazon wish list.
I'll put that on my next manga minute.
Yeah.
I have no idea. Next clue.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Sounds familiar though.
Next clue. In the Golden Legend, she is said to have tamed the dragon Tarask that was threatening the city of Tarascon.
Oh yeah, I saw How to Train Your Dragon.
I was gonna say this sounds like straight out of the World of Warcraft lore that I sat through. I'm
It's
like,
Rathian.
I know what some of those words mean.
Oh,
I don't know.
come on. This was on
I have
Final
no
Jeopardy
idea.
last night.
I was gonna say Alexander, but I don't know. I'm just guessing.
I don't know it. The
I'm
answer,
guessing Jesus.
It's
the answer
Jesus.
is Saint Martha of Bethany.
I don't know.
All
Sorry.
All right,
Man,
Mason.
we're-
Mason, you want to take the next three?
Sure. We're just revealing our crippling knowledge of history and fate all at once.
And I would say that right now the score is I have 2, Mason has 2, and Mandy has nothing. But I'm sure Mandy will get on the board soon.
We'll see. We'll see. So we have fourth question. Who is the saber class servant? And we have a very Japanese-esque styled kimono with a samurai sword. A lady, question mark, looks like, with very bright peach hair.
Mm-hmm.
And what looks like a bow. So I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't know.
I actually know. I'm gonna lock it in. I
Ooh.
guess if you lock it in, you can't unlock and relock.
That's the whole thing.
No.
Yeah, no. I was gonna say Masamune, the sword guy, but that's no. I'm not locking it in. Ready? Move on for the first clue.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do it.
Oh, the outfit changed completely. She's got like the ninja, the shinobi.
What kind of clue is this? I can tell from the picture.
With a big old cloak.
she's
Yeah.
looking
Once again,
good.
the thigh highs are back.
I like the thigh highs.
This servant is from Japanese history. I probably would have guessed
obviously.
that, but you know, we've needed help in the past.
I'm gonna lock in Ieyasu Tokugawa.
Okay.
Damn, what a guess. There's so many people in Japanese history, and you just pulled one out.
That's right. That's what I did.
Okay.
Ready for number 2?
Yeah.
Clue 2 is they're known as the first
Shit.
division captain
I
of
know
the
who it is.
Shinsen
God damn it.
I actually know who it is as well, thanks to recent talks we've had both
Son of
in
a
Discord
bitch.
and on the podcast. The only change is her outfit's changed again, and now it's snowing, and it's pretty much the same person.
Yeah.
It is the same colors as the Shinsengumi Haori that they wear, like the blue with the white.
Yep.
I know who it
since
is.
we all
Locking.
have our locks in, I am gonna.
You
I'm
guys
gonna
didn't-
say
You guys
that
didn't lock
it's.
any. You guys didn't lock anything yet.
Oh,
I did.
I'm locking. I'm locking.
I'm
her.
locking in Okita Soji.
Yeah, it's
Soji?
definitely Soji boy.
Mhm.
And his
All right.
fragile lungs.
All right.
The third clue, with an even more revealing
Damn, these are
pose,
sexy
which
photos.
does not look like him.
Nope.
The clue number 3, just for fun, is while male in history, the servant is typically depicted as looking feminine in most forms of media.
And moderately pornographic in this photo.
There you go. And the answer was indeed Okita Suji.
All right, it's
who
2 points. 2
Yeah, we
points
talked
for
about
Mandy, 2 points for
Gintama.
Mason.
Heck yeah.
All right, well, there it is. All right.
Fifth question.
I knew Mandy would get on the board soon, and now Mason is in first place.
Woo.
Oh, good
But it's
lord.
anyone's game.
Fate is like, what is with these characters? They are.
I think because they're video game designs and not anime designs, they can be a little more
Risque.
bodacious. And
Busty.
this lady is wearing underwear
Nothing.
Almost nothing.
with like, I'm guessing pirate boots and like, I I don't even know what to call something that just covers your like upper chest and shoulders while revealing literally as much else as possible. But who is this rider class servant? We have bright red hair, small round shield. I haven't the slightest clue. I have no idea what half of the straps on her legs are even there for, but I could use some clues.
I mean, looking at her, I wouldn't guess. I'm going to guess somebody in Britain just by the sword. That's all I would guess.
Well, let's look at the first clue and see what it says. Clue number 1. The servant is from British history. And she put more clothes on, so
she got less sexy. Haha, the photos are in reverse order.
Yeah, she's got a little corset going on.
Yeah.
She's got some skirt. She actually has clothes on, not just underwear, so that's a win.
I'm not prepared to answer yet. I'm not really sure.
Let's move on. Clue number 2. She is known as the Queen of Iceni.
Oh, shit.
I know who it is. It's a Senni, but I know who it is.
She now has a crown on and a fur cape and a much more stylized shield, and I still have no idea.
Locking.
Locking in what?
Do I have to say it? Locking in Boudica.
Boudica.
The queen of the Iceni who led a rebellion against the Roman invaders.
Okay.
Sorry, did you say Boubica? Because that's all I heard.
Yes, Boubica.
Boubica. That's how Fate did their designs.
Yeah.
Hey, Mason. She said boob.
I have no idea. I'm going to move on to clue number 3. She famously led a rebellion against Rome and went down in legends as the Queen of Victory.
Mm-hmm. Even though she lost.
Here's how bad my history knowledge is. I am assuming that Mandi is correct, and I still wouldn't have known or can place it. So clearly, I'm bowing out of this one. Mitz?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know it.
And the answer is indeed Boudica.
Yeah, she's one of my favorite women in history. So I know a lot about Boudica.
Well, she definitely puts the boob in Boudica because, good lord, they are
Ludica.
They're just out there and wow.
I mean,
I'm a fan.
I don't know what she looked like in person, but I guarantee.
Not like this.
I guarantee Okita's boobs in real life were not as big as the previous one, so I guess it's just a fate thing.
Okay, this next one is
This one is wild. We have what appears to be a lion version of All Might from My Hero Academia.
Wow.
He's got is this from Beastars?
Looks like it's got some Thanos gloves on, and yeah, it's essentially just a lion version of All Might. With the question, who is this caster class servant?
I don't know.
Ooh, he's a big boy. I'm going to go to the clues because we definitely need it.
Yeah.
Clue number 1. Wow. And now he has big old lights on his shoulders and a bit of a waist cape. I don't know what you call those things.
Is that Captain America?
It looks like Captain America.
Is from American history.
Wow.
I'm going to lock it in.
Oh, Mason.
I am going to go... I don't know why. I'm going to say Andrew Jackson.
Jeez, all right.
I mean, I don't know. I was trying to make a lion pun. I was trying to think of Lionel something. But never mind. I don't think I can think of anything.
Okay.
No, I'm going to the next clue.
Clue number 2. Oh, dang. I should have waited. Clue number 2 is he is known as the King of Inventors.
It's not
and we
Andrew
have a rainbow-colored wings coming off of him, which look absolutely photoshopped. They don't look part of him at all.
Yeah.
But now the design makes sense.
It does?
I should have known who it is.
Wow. I don't think I know who it is, so I'm going to wait.
Is it? Okay, never mind. I'll go to the next one.
Clue number 3 shows him holding an American flag across his arms.
Okay, yeah, I know who this is now.
Popular culture frequently depicts him as a rival to one Nikola Tesla.
Thomas Edison.
Yeah, that's when they said King of Inventors, and I saw what I call light bulbs on his shoulders. They were light bulbs.
I was going to guess Tesla, then I was like, no, I'm not going to say it. No one said a rival to Tesla, and I got it.
I had already written Alexander Bell, so that one definitely was not right.
Gotcha. I should have waited. Big sad, but yes, the answer is indeed Thomas Edison.
All right, next one. Oh, Mandy, you're up now with this number 7.
All right, this one says, who is a saber class servant? And it is a lady with what kind of hat are those? Like the really big hats.
I don't know.
Looks like
It's got the big old poofy feather.
a Three Musketeer
yeah,
hat.
big old. Yeah, looks like it might be French, and a rapier holding in her hand. Blue like jacket or coat, and then just white pants on, and looks like she's standing by a walkway in front of like possibly a boat or like a river or something. I don't know.
Okay, I'm not really ready to guess, so
No, I don't.
I
I don't
probably
know.
never
I
will
don't
be
know.
ready. Okay.
The clue number 1 is this servant is from French history, and
Lock.
we got a bigger kind of cape thing that kind of like, I don't know, like it flows, like it's like a really weird shaped cape.
I'm going to lock in Napoleon.
Listen, I've played enough of the
guess.
console to know that's not Napoleon.
That's not our boy. Our
That's
boy
not
is
our
lost
boy.
right now.
I'm locking it in. I'm behind. I got to catch up.
A clue number 2 is they are known as Knight of the White Lilies. Oh, that sounds so familiar.
That doesn't sound like Napoleon. Well, she does look like a white lily, I would say. She's got very flower petally looking designs on her.
Yeah, now she has a skirt on,
And you can
like
see her-
over her pants.
And you can see her stomach, of course, because, Because,
sounds so familiar.
Yeah. Well, I've already locked mine,
I
so.
can't think of it. And are you done, Mason?
Yeah, I'm done. I've got nothing.
Clue number 3 is while appearing as male for the first half of their life, they famously identified as female during the later half.
Well,
It sounds
doesn't sound like much-
familiar.
Sounds like
Doesn't-
Oscar, right?
doesn't sound much like Napoleon,
Does.
although some people in the chat also thought Napoleon, but. Okay. We have some
I thought
guesses
there
in
was
the
like
chat.
some like Eon character.
But Oscar wasn't a real
But I don't
person,
know.
right? From Rosa Versailles?
No, Oscar
I
was
thought they
real.
were made up. Oh, really?
Yeah, I thought so.
I can't remember.
All right.
I'm just gonna say Oscar. I'm just gonna lock in to see if that happens.
I'll steal Oscar as well, just
Okay.
because that's a good idea.
And the answer is no, Chevalier
Chef
d'Eon.
Chevalier d'Eon. Okay, yeah. Well,
Oh,
they even have their own
I may
anime.
not have pronounced it right.
Okay. Zeros across the board. By the way, I have 2. Mandy has 5, and Mason has 4. Current score.
I do?
I got 2 bold. You got that extra 1 with Edison. You got the 2 from Soji, and you got the
Boudica.
2 from
Okay.
I should have waited. I should have waited on Edison, my man.
Okay,
he was a lion. He looked like Andrew Jackson. I was trying to be bold.
This character's just flat out hot. I mean, there's just no getting around it.
This one says, who is this assassin class servant?
Damn.
I don't know anything about the classes. Does assassin mean anything? Like, do they... I'm going to assume it has nothing to do with who the person is.
I have
But, she
I have a guess already.
ahead. She kind of looks like a belly dancer, sort of. Like a very long yellow skirt that is slit all the way up to her thigh, like all the way up to her waist.
Yeah.
And she has on just like a yellow kind of, it's basically just like a bra. I'm trying to think, I don't know how to
I'm
say
gonna guess
it.
Boudica again.
Yeah, she's hot. This character is hot as fuck. God.
Yeah, she's really pretty. And long brown hair. I don't know who it is.
I have a pretty
cool.
good guess, but I'm going to hold on to it until I see the first clue.
Okay. The first clue is this servant is from Dutch history.
I would have been wrong.
I have a clue.
The titular windmill from Cervantes.
Oh my gosh.
That's not even Dutch, but they have windmills up there.
I don't have a clue. Like pretty much I don't think anything changed between the first picture and the second one.
Her left leg has rips in it, maybe?
I don't know.
Oh yeah, I don't know what that is. Weird.
Maybe. Just,
Do
nope,
not know.
I got nothing. Moving on.
Okay, next one is she is known from Java with Love.
Oh my, I have absolutely no idea.
Yeah, just keep on going.
Third is she was an exotic dancer who worked as a spy during World War I and was an archetype for the femme fatale.
This is clearly what's that Pokemon? Blossom or whatever? Blossom with the
Blossom?
with the two like big old red poofy flowers in the hair. Yeah,
I gotcha.
I'm going.
Lock it in Blossom.
I'm going Blossom especially from Pokemon. Let's go Sapphire.
I gotcha.
That version.
Does Mitz have a real answer?
No, I'm just
Whoa.
blown away by how hot this character is. That's about it for me.
The answer is Matahari, aka Margareta Gear. I don't know. I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce that.
Oh yeah, that was
Gertrudia. I would never have known that because I don't know who that person is.
I didn't know it. I was guessing. I probably butchered it as well.
All right, moving on. Who is this Berserker class servant? Ooh, it's a real big buff dude with lots of tattoos.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks like he has a chain, kind of like, looks like his spear is broken in half and then connected by a chain. He has one in each hand. Blonde hair. Looks like he's inside
Scar
a cave.
From Full Metal Alchemist.
Is this the first male character we've had in the whole game?
I think so. He looks like that guy from one of the new Final Fantasy games. Is this what is his name? Gaius or something? He looks like him. I don't know.
I don't know. He looks like Sid to me from Final Fantasy 7, but I don't know. There's no way I could guess.
All right. Clue number 1. The servant is from Norse mythology.
Okay. I've
got a chance then. I know a little bit more about Norse.
Same. I can't tell by the person. I don't know. But now his weapons have turned red. Okay.
And his scars have been more red as well.
Yeah, and his chain turned to gold. I can't think of who that could possibly be.
No idea.
Second clue is he's known as the Bear of Geatland. Okay.
I'm locking in here.
Wow. Okay.
I'm locking in. Mandy wants to think about it a little bit.
I don't know. I don't know what it is.
Here, I'll type my answer into Twitch, so don't look there.
I'm not. I don't even have it up yet.
So
his image looks cool. He's glowing red. He's got glowing red weapons. He looks like he's ready to really. He looks like he's gonna fuck someone up bad.
I think I know who it is. I'm trying to think back to the movie.
Are you gonna lock in an answer?
No, I'm gonna give you a hint, but no, don't think of the movie.
I know who it is. Don't think of the movie?
Yeah.
You gonna lock it in?
Yeah.
If you know who it is,
you
probably got it right.
I'm locking in Beowulf.
It's a bad movie.
Right.
I'm locking in Beowulf.
That's what I thought.
All right, next clue.
And clue number 3, his origin is from what is said to be the oldest epic poem of English literature.
Yeah, it's definitely got to be Beowulf.
Yeah, I think at this point it's obvious. Yeah.
All right.
Because
Because all I knew was that he's known as the hero of Geats, and that's the only thing I could think of. Answer is Beowulf.
Falling farther
I think
behind.
we can all give ourselves points for that. I think we can give Mitz the point.
I took a point, but you guys both took 2 points.
Yeah. That seems right.
Okay.
All right.
Still none of these I would have guessed visually.
So back to me. I have 3 points. Mason has 6 points. Mandy has 7 points. Currently. Okay, this next one is a woman wearing a very large red flowing dress. She has a staff with a very decorative tip. She's got like a weird, almost like a statue chained to her back.
Yeah.
Something weird going on. I got a blindfold on, corset, pointy crown. She looks very demonic, sort of like maybe a.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no freaking
very,
way.
Very vampiric, if I had to guess.
Yeah, I don't know who this is, though. I mean, come on.
No idea.
Yeah, does look like it.
Anybody got a guess?
I was gonna say like the thing on her what do you call it? It's not like a cape, but like it like sits up. It kind of looks like a vampire kind of.
Oh, the what's the Sophosaurus or something? Whatever that like.
The Dilophosaurus, yes, Dilophosaurus fan.
The frilly dinosaur from Jurassic Park that has like the full. You know what I mean?
Yeah, she's just go.
Yeah.
All right.
Shit on people.
The first clue is this servant is from Hungarian history.
Okay. I feel like that vampire
I'm starting to think about that too.
Assumption is starting to take shape, but if there's one thing I've learned is don't guess too early.
I need the points. I'm going to lock in Dracula. I'm going to be obvious.
I think I know who it is, but I'm going to hold it for the next because I want to be sure.
Yeah, I'm waiting.
She is known as the Vampire Countess.
I know who it is.
And she's got more chains. She's lots of chains on her now. Her blindfold's off. That's about all the change, I think, in the photo. She's got white hair, long white hair. Mandi, locking in?
I might know who it is. Don't
locking
say it.
in.
Don't say it. Don't say it. Don't say it. I want to be true to see if I can. I think I know who
Well,
it
how
is.
do I lock in?
We believe you.
Okay.
I think it's just honor system. What's your answer?
You want me to put down my answer?
Yeah, Mason's not
Because
gonna...
I want to give Mason a chance.
I think I'll get it with the third clue.
All right.
Okay.
The third clue is...
do you want me to give my answer or not?
Just
No,
hold
we'll
it.
give
Just
it
hold
give
it.
it after
Okay.
the third clue, and I'll let you know if I get it or not.
She is probably better known as the Countess of Blood.
Okay, I'm willing to take a guess. Mandi, go ahead.
Countess Elizabeth Bathory.
Yeah, I was gonna guess Bathory.
Or Bathory, sorry. Yeah, because
That's right.
I think a lot of people have this misconception that Bloody Mary was like the origination of vampire lores, but it's actually like Bathory. Like she used to she was the one who kill like innocent virgins and bathe in their blood and stuff. Wasn't Bloody Mary.
All right. Next question is a girl wearing a bright red military outfit with a black skirt, long white hair, and a ponytail, white gloves, white stockings, white boots. Berserker class servant.
This
Not
looks
a
like
clue.
some Canadian stuff.
Yeah, it looks...
Either Canada or the British guards with the big poofy hat.
The Royal Guards?
Anybody have a
The
guess?
poofy hats. I know what I
The
said.
poofy hat guards? Mm.
Guesses?
None.
This servant is from British history.
Well,
She's added a
Mason was
gun.
close.
She's added a gun
Poofy
and some big saddlebags on her sides.
Sir Poofy hat.
Sir Poofy Hat, yes. Not locking that in.
Not locking it in. There's too much from British history. Like Hungarian
Yeah.
history was way easier. I'm like, oh yeah, Bathory, because there's a cripplingly creepy song by a band called Sun O, and that's how I know about it. But there's too much British history. You got to clean yourself up a bit. Yeah, let's move on.
All right, next clue. She is known as the Angel of Mercy. And now she has
Okay, I know who it is.
she has an eye patch now and a cloak.
I know who it is. I'm gonna lock mine in.
I don't think I'm gonna get it. So if you want to say it, go ahead.
Is it Florence Nightingale? I'm only asking that, or that's my guess because there was a painting of Florence Nightingale, I believe, called the Angel or something Angel of Mercy.
Nicknamed Little War Office, her devotion and reform of wartime medical treatment curbed a mortality rate of nearly 40% to 5%.
I think Mandy's guess is correct, but I would not have gotten that without that hint. So I'm claiming 0 points. But I think Florence is right.
That's right, and Florence Nightingale.
Nice job. Nice job.
Thank you.
All right, and my
So
last one here.
Is Mandy 4 points?
Yes, Mandy's 4
points
points
ahead?
ahead of you right now.
Okay.
The next
Gotta
one is
start making money moves.
is a woman wearing a black and purple dress with black hair, caster class servant, and a black umbrella.
I like her little blue coin purse that's on the side.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's gonna play into something with her character.
She looks like one of the main characters from XXX Holic.
She does, yeah.
Okay, are you ready
Yeah.
for the first clue?
Lay
Yes,
it on
please.
us.
The servant is from Japanese history. I think it was pretty obvious from the window in the background that had based on its shape. She's got a checkered cloak behind her now.
She's part of the Demon Slayer corpse.
Clearly,
Yeah, she's
Core.
she's Tanjiro, obviously.
Tanjiro.
I don't have a clue.
there's a bajillion people from Japanese history.
I have no idea.
She is known as the author of the Heian era, and her outfit is her outfit is totally changed. Now
Because I read that book.
Now she's wearing like a pink and red kimono, basically but she still has her black hair.
Damn you, Mandi, with your propensity for reading to give you knowledge.
Are you locking in an
Sorry.
answer, Mandi?
Yeah. I hope I say this correctly because I keep wanting to say I know her name is Murasaki. I'm trying to remember the second. I think it's Shikubu, I think.
Okay, good enough.
She's the author of A Tale of Genji.
I don't know. I was just trying to think back to all the characters from the show about Haku Nissen, but I don't think I can't remember their names.
But I think a lot of those were based on
poets, not novelists.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't know it. Keep on going.
Best known for writing The Tales of Genji. She was also the author of the Long Last We Meet poem and the Hyakunin Ishu.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. Yeah, I remember the character. I don't remember her name, though.
All right, Mandi gets 2 points. Mandi is now way ahead.
Nice.
That was it for me. That was my last one. So,
okay.
Oh, and the answer is Murasaki Shibiku. Mandi, I think you're up.
Oh,
Shikibu. Oh, yeah. Nope, you messed up one vowel of it, Mandi.
I'm sorry. I thought it was Shikubu.
That's fine. It's fine.
Do I lose a point?
No. 13th question. Here we go. We have a lady up in the sky. She's got long twin tails and a little skirt and a heart-shaped spear. Who's this Lancer class servant? I assume none of us know, so I'm going to move on.
I'm going to take a guess. I'm going to lock in an answer. I'm desperate.
Okay. Lancelot? One of these has to be Lancelot, right? They'll have Lances.
Going with the Gandhi card? Playing it that soon in the game?
Is it Gandhi?
Who do you got?
I don't know who it is. I don't have a clue.
No, I'm going to wait.
Clue number 1. This servant is from Norse mythology.
I would have.
Okay. Can't guess by the picture, but that gives me a chance.
Looks like 2 unicorns are on her, like small unicorns are adorned to her hips. I don't know any unicorns in Norse mythology, so I'm going to keep on going.
I don't know that much. I'm just going to lock in Odin because I don't know.
Okay. Clue number 2. She is known as the love-burdened Valkyrie.
I know
this. I think.
God damn it, man.
Based on the heart and the spear, I was going to say Aphrodite, but then when it said Norse mythology, I was like, well, that one's out. Andy, you have an answer?
Know all the Valkyries from God of War, and I don't remember their names.
Mandi, what's your answer?
I hope I pronounced this correctly. Brynhildr? I think that's how you say it. All I know is it's from Volsund Saga, and it's like she was a Valkyrie that what was his name? It's in Sigurd's. I can't remember, but I think I know who this is though. I'm hoping I'm correct.
Bryryd. That's what I'm getting for your guess.
Brynhildr. I don't know how you say it. I'm just going to.
We'll look for it when it comes.
What?
I don't know. I'm moved to clue number 3. It shows the lady. She's just getting more and more like decked out in armor, but she doesn't look any different. Clue number 3. A main character of the, as Mandi said, Volsung Saga. She is instrumental to the death of the hero Sigurd.
Mm-hmm.
And the answer is indeed Brunhild.
Good thing you don't lose points for guessing incorrectly at this point.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Because I think she was like forced to marry somebody, so then she tried to get revenge on Sigurd. I'm trying to remember the entire saga, but
from now on, I will be guessing after the first image because I would like to try to catch up and see if I can somehow pull off a miracle and guess one of these right.
There you go. 14th question. We have a guy in what looks like French garb with a massive bell sword. I'm not sure what's behind him. The structure's behind him. It's if this man is like 6 feet tall, this weapon question mark has got to be like 10 feet.
I think he looks like a pirate.
He does. The boots kind of have that like fold at the top, but he has the like the frills, like the tassels on the shoulders, which I don't associate with piracy. But go for it.
I'm gonna guess Sir Francis Drake.
Okay, we have that locked in. Clue number 1 is this servant is from French history.
Yeah,
and he now has a sash and the napkin tucked in for eating, aka the frilly stuff.
Yes, he's ready to eat steaks
And
or sloppy joes.
His boots are now thigh highs, so he's really going for that absolute territory.
At archer class, does this mean they're ranged? Does he throw that? Or is it a cannon? I think it's a cannon.
I'm just more questioning how those boots go around his massive calves, back up to his tiny knees, back up to his... Man, I wish I had boots like that. I'd look good in them. Clue number 2. He is known as the Great. And now he has a unwieldily large pirate hat, which looks like the lady who has like the Chiquita banana. Like it's quite impressive, along with a red tattered cape.
The Great.
He still looks like a pirate, I'll have to say.
He does look like a pirate. I'm gonna need one more clue.
I don't think Sir Francis Drake is known as the Great.
Considered one of the great commanders in history, he has a series of wars named after him. I'm gonna guess.
Is this our boy Napoleon?
I think it is. I think it's our boy Napoleon.
How he got some muscles, didn't he?
He's got the hat. He's got the hat.
He's been lifted.
He found Jesus and/or the devil and is now imbued with their power.
Did you guys both guess Napoleon?
That's who I'm guessing, and the answer is indeed Napoleon. Wow.
Damn, Napoleon. Look at that.
I was about to guess like Alexander after clue number 2, which is the Great, but that's not French, I don't think. So I
think that was British. I can't remember. But yeah, man, he just watched How Heavy Are the Dumbbells. Now look at him.
How heavy are the weapons you lift? And because he looks like he's just using it as a massive.
I think it is a cannon. I think it's a cannon because it says archer. I'm going to assume that means range.
Yeah. Now I see he's actually holding this thing up by like a little, like his right hand is holding it up with a. Yeah, probably. Who knows? Anyway,
we gotta speed it up a little bit, guys.
I got a point. Unfortunately, no closer to Mandy's monumental lead.
I can't even guess this next one based off the picture.
Question number 15. This is clearly the main antagonist from Kill la Kill with that rainbow sword. But we have a lady wearing a white one-piece onesie with like a reverse JoJo hat. So like JoJo has a hat that turns into hair at the back. She has hair that turns into a cape.
I'm going to lock it in.
Who are you going with?
The Virgin Mary.
Okay. Mandy, I assume you and I both need more clues, so we're going to move right ahead. She has taken off a whole lot of clothes. And clue number 1 is this servant is from Eastern European history.
So much for that.
And she is even more colorful up top with, I don't even know if those are just beams of light or...
It's like a crown where she's like got something shining off a crown, looks like.
Yeah, perhaps. I'm going to need more clues, so we're going to march right on. Clue number 2, they are known as the Scourge of God.
Definitely not Virgin Mary.
She now has ridiculous wings. Looks like Inuit like totem poles coming out of her like hip area. Once again, still have no idea what the heck I'm even looking at, let alone how to describe it.
European. I don't have a clue.
I have a suspicion, but I'm going to need... I'm not confident. Clue number 3, the descendants of Zhonggu, they are said to have invited the collapse of the Eastern Roman Empire. I am going to lock in as in my final answer. I think it's Attila.
I was going to say Attila too.
She's getting sexier as she goes along. Who did you guys guess?
Attila the Hun.
All right,
and that's indeed who the answer was.
That's a ridiculous design for that character.
Yes. I was thinking like something like Mongol based on like the Scourge of God, but I was thinking like Genghis Khan, but I'm like, there's no way that's Genghis Khan, but I guess it's all the same.
All I remember from Attila is from the history class where our history teacher had this really long, stupid joke about Attila the Hun, and it was just awful. It was like the worst dad joke.
Do you remember it? I want to hear it.
I do, but I don't want to say it because it's so dumb.
No. Oh, no. Well, I will say, Original E in the chat wrote Attila the Honey, and boy, oh boy, he got it right.
You got it right.
All right,
the honey,
guys.
baby.
Next question.
Mandy, is this one?
This one is, who is this assassin class servant? It is a lady with long black hair back into a ponytail, a kind of white, is that like a kimono that's slit up to her waist? You know, I don't know.
It's kimono adjacent. She looks straight up like of Modao Zushi.
Yes, yeah, she does. It's definitely some kind of Asian inspired. I just don't know where.
I'm locking in Tokugawa again.
I don't have a clue.
Yeah, it looks more Chinese than Japanese. We will see.
The next one is the servant is from Chinese history. Yeah,
Hey.
it does look a bit of like Modao Zushi. Is this our boy? What was his name? the main character or second main character?
Miss Cornetto.
Yes, it's Miss Cornetto.
You're talking about Lang?
Yes.
I think it's Lang.
I'm going to assume you don't have a clue. You don't have a guess.
I don't.
The next one is they are known as the attempted assassin of the emperor.
Still don't know.
Which emperor?
But now she is holding what looks like a dagger, and
No,
in
that
the
just
other
looks
hand,
like a sharp piece of wood.
I can't really see it because I can't.
That just looks
zoom
savage
in.
AF.
Yeah, I don't have a clue.
Let's keep on going.
Number 3. Got within 10 steps of the Emperor, but by luck or fate was unable to land the killing blow. Is this from that movie?
Luck or fate. I get it. Fate. We're talking about fate.
Oh, it's so
the
funny.
Big brain explosion. I
don't know who it is, but
I don't know either.
Wasn't there a movie about this? God, I'm trying to remember. The one with the like really pretty like colors. I forgot what it's called. My brain is.
What's the answer?
The answer is Jinkei.
Oh boy.
I would not have gotten that. I'm gonna look up really quick though. Okay. Let's see if there is something about it.
All right, we gotta speed it up though, guys. Next question.
Next one is a berserker class servant, a real big buff dude with an axe.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like he has horns cut off. I'm going to guess that this is from Norse mythology.
Yeah, I'm going Thor. Locking in Thor.
This servant is from Norse mythology. I'm going to assume Mason did. Yes, I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I didn't know. It looks like he has like horns that were cut off, so like I'm leaning towards Loki or something, but we'll see.
Okay.
I'm not locking
Next one
anything
is he is known as the Blood Axe King.
That's a cool name, but probably not.
I mean, that's very fitting with his bloody axe. But I don't think Loki was named that. So now my original thing is I think there was a guy with the last name of Blood Axe. But I have no idea what his actual name is. So
yeah, I'm trying to remember.
more clues.
Next one is King of Norway, who earned his nickname by brutally massacring his siblings to take the
Nice guy. Nice guy.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like his nickname was Blood Axe.
He's in oh god man, my brain just died.
Nice guy.
Vinland Saga, my brain. Come on.
No, quick. Canceled. She's not allowed time to think. No thinking allowed.
All right, and the answer is
I don't know. I know his nickname was Blood Axe.
all right.
Well, it says that. It's
Shit, my brain. I just talked about him in Vinland Saga.
I'm gonna pull him up here. 3, 2,
just
1.
go ahead. I can't. My brain is
Eric
dead.
Bloodaxe.
That's not who I was thinking of. Never mind.
Yeah. I was like, I don't remember an Eric Bloodaxe in Vinland Saga.
Okay, never mind. That's not who I was thinking of.
I think like no offenses to Eric's out there, but Eric doesn't seem like an impressive name nowadays. So for it to be like Eric,
yes,
Blood Axe.
I am the killer Viking Eric. Well, there's Eric. The saga of Eric the Red.
In the interest of time, do you guys just want to flip through these next couple real quick? I think, man, you're so far out in front, no one's gonna catch you.
Okay.
Let's just like speed round it.
Okay.
And if you know what it is as you click through.
It looks like an elephant, but I don't know.
It looks like a robot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
British history.
Don't know.
King of Steam.
Still looks like a robot. King of Steam.
Yeah.
Better known as the father of the computer.
Ooh, I should know, but I do not know.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't think of it.
Charles Babbage was the answer. Next one's
got in it.
Pretty looking guy with blonde hair. Lancer class servant. Now he's got spear of some kind, Celtic mythology. Known as the Lord of the Knights of Fianna. Gain control over healing and water after eating the salmon of knowledge. The answer is...
See, salmon is good.
I'm going to guess Lance.
Fionn Mac come hail.
Okay, never mind.
20th question. Looks like a
this is a pirate.
Looks like a straight up pirate with a sword pointing up.
No, look at the ship. I think I know who this is.
Rider class servant. Servant is from American history. Voyager of
Christopher
the New World.
Columbus.
Atlantic
This
Ocean.
definitely looks like Columbus.
Yeah, obviously. Sailed the Atlantic Ocean on the Santa Maria. Christopher Columbus.
Oh, he got some ladies on the last one.
Yeah, he does.
That's what America brings. That's what American
bunny
ladies
ladies?
look like.
Hell yeah. Final question. Who is this archer class servant? Blonde, silver-haired girl with a kimono-looking yukata type thing.
Mm-hmm.
From Japanese history, and she's got samurai armor. Known as the Thousand Shrines Warrior.
Is that a Tomoe or whatever her name is? Or whatever her name is.
Strongest warrior.
Tomoe.
Strongest warrior and concubine of Minamoto no Yoshiaka, famous for beheading her enemies in battle. Tomoe Gozen.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, it was Tomoe Gozen. Okay.
Yeah. Mandi
I've
easily.
played enough Neo to know what girls with devil horns look like.
Mandi easily wins the game for sure. Yeah, I definitely after starting off tied for first,
defeat.
Definitely got last place by a mile. Yeah. Which one of these servants is not some variation of King Arthur? It's this little blonde girl on the side. Well, that was fun. I didn't do very well, but next time we'll do Puzzle Dragons, and we'll see how I do. Haha. All right, going back to the main view here on our. But big thanks to IcyRose for putting that game together. That was definitely a lot of work. So, and I think we're going to keep doing these games because they seem to be turning out rather well in terms of being fun. So, all right.
Alrighty, so we are going to go into our break. And before that, we're going to ask you a trivia question, which we will answer after the break. The question is, in the currently airing anime Orphan, what is the name of the magic organization in which Orphan has trained? So give it a thought, and we'll answer it after we come back.
Hey Anime Addicts, this is Mitsugi, and I'm bringing you your second dose of anime news. Leading us off with kind of an interesting announcement. Yomushi Pedal getting a live-action film. So, opening up in August of this year, Ren Nagase of the idol group King and Prince is going to be playing Sakamichi Onoda. Apparently, he's been training for this for, well, according to the article, not very long, about a whopping 1 month. The film will also star Kentaro Ito of Ride Your Wave, who's going to be playing Shunsuke Imaizumi, so the rival of Onoda. So if you are a big fan of Yomushi Pedal, you already know what it's about. For those of you that don't, the high school story centers around Onoda, an otaku in high school in the Chiba prefecture who loves anime and games so much that he rides his bicycle about 60 miles round trip to Tokyo to get just figurines and whatnot. But Onoda's life changes when he encounters a high school cycling group and ends up joining the competitive sport of bicycle racing. If you're a big fan of this live-action film coming out next summer, look out for it. Next up, Crunchyroll is streaming more content from the Gargantia of the Verdurious Planet anime franchise. They're going to be streaming episodes 14 and 15 of the property, and also a 2-part OVA that's going to act as a sequel for the property. Of course, this was done by Production IG some years ago. It begins in the distant future in a far away galaxy where the Human Galactic Alliance has been constantly struggling for its survival against a grotesque race of beings. And during an intense battle, the young Lieutenant Leto and his humanoid mobile weapon chamber are swallowed up in a distortion of space and time, which lands them on the Verdurious planet. So if you're a fan of science fiction and are a fan of this original anime property from some years ago, way back in like the 2014 time period, look out for more of Gargantia at the Verdurious Planet coming out on Crunchyroll. Next up, Funimation has hired 2 new executives to join their staff. They have hired a new chief content officer and a chief product officer. They hired Asa Suehira and Khalil Roberts, both Suehira was worked previously as the director of Waka Anim and managing director of Peppermint. He also helped to set up Aniplex of America's offices back in 2005. Roberts, however, has a little bit of a different role, worked as the senior vice president of product and technology at Discovery Communications and started a career as a software engineer at CNET. So, looks like Funimation is kind of retooling their senior leadership group, and we'll have to see what kind of fruits that bears in the future. And lastly, as I have been doing, enjoying lots of anime films in theaters, it looks like Masaaki Yuasa has also caught the attention of Fathom Events, and his Ride Your Wave anime is going to be in theaters on the 19th of February. These theaters are not all that sparse. You can find them in a lot of different major theater chains. So I recommend that you check out sort of the listings in your area for February 19th. G-Kids describes the film as Hinako, a surf-loving college student who has just moved to a small seaside town. When a sudden fire breaks out at her apartment building, she is rescued by Minato, a handsome firefighter, and the two soon fall in love. Just as they become inseparable, Minato loses his life in an accident at sea, etc., etc. Drama unfolds. Masaaki Yuasa, very renowned director of Night is Short, Walk On Girl, and Devilman Crybaby. If you are a fan of him, if you want to see great anime films, look out for Ride Your Wave coming to theaters in February on the 19th. This is Mitsuki, and this was your anime news break, and now we're going to get back to the podcast right now. Anime Addicts, the AAA podcast, is always trying to bring you new and exciting ways to enjoy our content, and now we have an exclusive member-only RSS feed on the site that is going to let you access our hentai episodes, our Hobby Addicts, and our After Parties episodes, all from your favorite mobile apps. That's an additional 8 episodes of content per month just for you, and you can listen to it through Apple Podcasts app, you can listen to it through Podcast Addicts, Pocket Cast, Overcast FM, Downcast FM, etc., onward and onward. So many mobile apps for you to choose from. If you were holding back on supporting the podcast because you didn't like listening to our extra content through our website, now you can get it and listen to it the same way you enjoy all your other podcasts. So pitch in, help out the podcast, do a good thing, and enjoy all the extra content we have for you. Just go to aaapodcast.com/join, support the podcast, Merry Christmas, and you will get all this extra content and an exclusive member RSS feed for you to enjoy. That's aaapodcast.com/join, and support the podcast.
My name is Brett Weaver, voice of Toji Suzuhara, from Evangelion. I'm a total anime addict.
Welcome back to the podcast, guys. Before we left you, we had a trivia question for you. In the currently airing anime Orphan, what is the name of the magic organization in which Orphan had trained? It's the Tower of Fang, for those of you that are playing along. And of course, guys, one more time, if you are a big fan of our podcast and want to help us out, you can join our website. aaapodcast.com/join is where you'll go to do that. And now we're making the access to our hentai episodes, Hobby Addicts, and After Parties easier than ever. Previously, you would have had to have gone to our website to get the episodes, and you would have listened to them off there. But now we have an exclusive RSS feed that is password protected. You'll get access to it when you join our website, and you'll be able to listen to all of the additional content that we offer every single month through the podcast via your favorite mobile apps like the Apple Podcast app, Podcast Addicts, Pocket Cast, CastBox, and many more. So help out the podcast, and we're going to help you out by giving you a very comfortable way to listen to all of our extra content. And thank you very much for that. And now, of course, as we always do, we have a 5-star review from iTunes. Again, thank you once again to everybody who always submits 5-star reviews via iTunes and always comes to the call when we ask for more. You guys never let us down. Let's hear it.
for iTunes review.
You know, we asked so much of you guys with asking to do these 5-star reviews, but I'm going to ask a little bit more and just say, please have names that I can say. This comes from Hut DXBJ. Hut
Not bad.
I appreciate it all the same. And they write, thank you all so much for the hard work you all put into this. It really shows that it is a passion for you. Thanks for the great podcast and helping me make my anime addiction worse. Well, you're very welcome. We do put in a lot of effort, except for when it comes to Fate knowledge, in which case we clearly demonstrated we know nothing. But
I've never seen Fate.
Well, Mandi did pretty well, actually.
Yeah, just flexing on us with her knowledge of the real world. But yeah, so please remember, give us more 5-star reviews. We always appreciate when they send them in. And you can be a hero like Hut.
Thank you, Hut. Did you go back?
That was a little bit better.
Guys, guess what time it is?
It is time for impression.
Today, we're going to be doing impressions.
Impression time! Believe it!
Believe it. Believe it! It's impression time! Believe it!
That should be the new drop.
Yeah, that's my Naruto boy voice.
Is that what that is?
Well, it's also coincidentally the voice of the new drop.
Impression time, Ninjuku! Guys, we have some impressions. One of you has 2 impressions.
That's me, though.
All right, maybe you should begin, Mason, since you are doing 2.
Okay, well, should we get the obvious one out of the way first?
Why don't you?
Okay, here we go, boys. Sit right down. We're here to impress. Impress. Eizouken ni wa te wo dasu na, aka keep your hands off Eizouken. Like I said back when I was giving my, initial review of this was my number 1 pick. This is Science Saru, Masaki Yuasa. This is a story about 3 students attempting to make an anime. You have Midori, the circular hat-wearing, Ghibli-loving director who's kind of all about designing the setting. You have Tsubame, the diamond amateur model who specializes in character design. And you have Sayaka, the rectangular tall one, who's a realist who's all about money. She's going to be like the producer. And it's these 3 girls going out to make an anime for their club by tricking everyone and having a grand old time. And I predicted that this was the dawn of a new era of goofy girls doing goofy things. And I need to say right up front, for transparency's sake, that as of this recording, only 2 episodes of Eizouken have been released. And we usually wait until 3 episodes are out, which coincidentally you can find on Crunchyroll and VRV. But there's 2 reasons why I'm bending the rules today. Number 1, in the absence of not having episode 3, I've watched the opening for the show about 200 times.
Wow.
So that should cover it. And number 2 is nothing in the 3rd episode is possibly going to dissuade me from passing the show. So it's already going to be locked in. There's no need to tiptoe around it.
Actually, the 3rd episode came out today. Right?
Yeah, there we go. So technically we're alive, but I haven't seen it. So hate on me all you want. Listen, nobody is more critical of Yuasa than myself. He made 2 of my favorite anime of the prior decade, and he has an impossibly high bar to clear. And he's made good stuff since. Devilman, Lou Over the Wall, Ride Your Wave have been all good, decent stuff. But compared to the heights of Ping Pong and Tatami, they can't help but fall a little bit short. But this manga done by Sumito Uwara is in Monthly Big Comic Spirits, which is a monthly seinen magazine, which aims for males from 20 to 25 years old. It's a companion magazine to one of my favorites. So almost everything that comes out of this work, I'm a big fan of. And just like Ping Pong with that manga, this art was just asking to be made by Yuasa. It's just perfectly fits into his style, and it has this meta narrative about anime, and the creativity of anime creation is just perfect for everything that he represents and what the story is about. And the show just bleeds with passion that everyone within it, the series has making it, and you can tell the people making it just put a whole ton of time in. It's just so good. It's so good. There's so many positives I can talk about. I mean, the characters are amazing. Literally just watching the characters do whatever they do as a trio is the best thing ever. And the show moves so quickly because it doesn't waste time with needless anything. Like, so much can happen in 1 or 2 episodes because every moment is geared towards telling us something and not wasting time with like, oh, we don't need to see what school is like. We know what school is like. We're not going to waste time with that. Or we don't need to see needless characters. The show just respects your ability to catch up with what it's putting down, and it's just so well done. I mean, for example, like each character, it doesn't need to spell out, oh, we're making anime, let's sit down and make it. Or like, we don't need to tell us why they feel the way they do. We can just see how Midori is drawn to anime, and like the natural curiosity of the world is how she gets inspired. Sayaka, she's very money biased, which is why she's not the best girl yet. But like,
man, no, I love her hustle, man.
She does so many little things. Like, she's not the creative force, so she takes care of like all these things in little ways. Like, she takes care of the laundry machines while the creatives are work, or she bargains for more milk, or how she can see this big picture and the eye for quality where other people kind of are out of that. And that just perfectly gives her all these little insights. There's a scene where she flips through the animation paper. They're like, wow, you're good at that. And it's like, oh, probably because you spend all your time counting money, you're good at flipping through paper. And it's like, little moments like that are just perfect. Like, I get it. I'm so much more invested in her character. And I like how her reason for being tall is she sleeps a lot and just drinks a lot of milk. Perfect. People, do it. Like in Tsubame, she's so quick to read people. Like, you can tell that she's interested in how people move, and that's why her passion is validated by her depth of understanding and explaining concepts and stuff. And you might actually learn something by watching this. My only complaint so far has been the chase sequences, which aren't very often, and while they're well done, I just think they're a little Scooby-Doo-esque. But at the same time, I love how they represent their, getting invested in the world and kind of falling into their own minds as they go through the creative process. And I love how all these scenes started off very sketchy with like the characters just doing like the sound effects, like going blah 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 blah, like for water running or something. But then as they fall deeper and deeper into this imagination land, it turns into full SFX, and the Sakuga comes out, and it's just so well done. I could go on for this show for hours about how it represents creativity so well and how it's a joy to watch. But honestly, I mean, I'm excited to see where this goes. It's been an easy breezy watch, and watching these characters do their thing is the best part of my day every time. I thought episode 2 was better than episode 1, and I think that trend will continue. So yeah, pass. That's
easy breezy time.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Pretty good.
I just threw a lot of words out there as fast as possible. So trying to get this show is way easier to watch than his other work. So don't be dissuaded.
And his second episode, they talk a little bit about cells. We talking about soon here.
Yeah. Oh no.
Yeah, that's all I've been doing all week is agonizing over Golden Boy anime cells. All right. I'll jump in here and do an impression here. I'm going to do Id Invaded. Id Invaded is an A. Aoki directed work. People should know A. Aoki. He's fairly young, but he's done some stuff. People will recognize him mostly because he worked a lot on the Fate stuff. He Fate Zero, he was the director of that, and also the Fate Zero second season. And he did lots of work he's done like Girls Bravo. Hora Musuko is a big one people know. He did some work for Kata no Kyokai. He's been around the block. He's pretty popular. All Noah Zero was another title that he did that people were kind of mixed on, but Aoki's pretty popular. So I think that's probably like the biggest draw to this show. It's Studio Naz, which Studio Naz hasn't done like a ton of stuff. Hamatora is an anime that they worked on. Infinite Dendrogram, which is also current. They're doing that. Anglomoise, another one that they did. So this is a show about a detective named Sakaido. And the reason why it's called Id Invaded, I mean, for people that don't really like know what your id is, it's like a psychology term that is basically the part of your subconscious that is your base instincts, as opposed to like your superego, which is the part of your subconscious that makes up like rational. It's like the antithesis to that, and then the combination of the two makes up like your ego or like your personality, I think, is kind of the synopsis. So they're basically like diving into these like wells in this to, I guess, do investigations into subconscious that helps them solve crimes. And the trailer for this was kind of difficult to sort of unravel because what you were seeing in most of the anime's trailer was the view of the first well, or the first subconscious that they were in, and it was like this city that had been torn apart and all the pieces were like all over the place, and even Sakaido and the people that were in the subconscious had like parts of their bodies missing, or he had like his arms were kind of like sliced into different pieces. They were all connected, but he could like throw them and make them like reach really far, and it was very like trippy and difficult to sort of grasp without any context. But basically there's some murder that's going on. He keeps investigating this girl's murder. She's in every episode, regardless of the subconscious that he's working with here. And her name is Kaedu, I think her name is, and she's just kind of like dead. You know, that's what that's what she do. And
that's her character arc.
I mean, that's what she's done in 3 episodes. She's just dead. So she's laying there, stabbed or whatever. And in the first episode, they're trying to solve this murder, and then there's this guy named the Perforator who has like been abducting people and has been drilling into their heads with like a screwdriver or a drill to try to, I don't know what the hell his problem is. I guess the story was that he punctured his own head, or someone punctured his head, and it damaged part of his brain that had like led him to committing crimes, and so that's what I took away from his sort of rationale. But like they're investigating these crimes, and through diving into this subconscious, Sakaido and the police crew or whoever are able to apprehend this Perforator guy. Not before one of their like rookie police officers gets taken by him though, and has their own head drilled into, which miraculously has seemingly no effect on the girl at all, which is highly unlikely. I mean, if someone puts a power drill into your head, I think there's going to be some lasting effects, but not on her. It's amazing. And the second episode, like they're still investigating. I don't really recall there being like a criminal they were apprehending in the way that they did in the first 2 episodes, but in the second episode, there's like a bunch of people that are in another subconscious world, and they're being like shot at by a sniper that's invisible, and there's people crawling all over the place, and they keep getting taken out, and Sakaido's there, and he's trying to get a grasp on what's happening in that subconscious. And I'm sure in the 4th episode they're going to continue that piece, because like the first 2 episodes were like one arc, and then the second 2 episodes are going to be an arc. And then there's like this overarching criminal whose name was it was very generic. It was like John Walker, I think his name was. It's like, yeah. oh, this Perforator, he spoke to John Walker, which is like the most absurd name. I mean, it sounds like they're drinking like an alcohol.
Johnny Walker, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like they just took the most generic English name they could think of and just made it into like the primary villain or whoever he is, because they're like, oh my God, John Walker, the villain, talk to him. Oh, so mysterious. And I don't know. This show's okay. Like, I think the biggest problem with this anime is that, at least for me, the characters in it are completely uninteresting. Like, Sakaido has this bad history where his family was killed, but his personality is not really... You're not going to, like, care about him. At least not in 3 episodes. I didn't care about him. I guess it looks okay. I mean... It looks all right, I guess. Like, I'm not like, I just watched Weathering with You, and I'm not blown away by this. But like, that's taking like the cream of the crop and comparing a series to it. I think this show is fine. Like, I think people that like crime dramas, and maybe like if you're a person that likes to watch a mystery get unraveled and you're trying to like
I don't know anyone like that.
Yeah, stay one step ahead of the storyteller, you probably would enjoy this. For me, I was unbelievably bored watching this anime. I think that it was very dry. They keep making like these cop drama shows, and they never seem to take off. It seems like, God, I've seen so many shows about cops and investigating stuff, and they don't seem to do well. People would much rather watch a slime get taken into a fantasy world and like absorbing powers, and I don't know. And there's some like ridiculous foreshadowing in this. Like the this one guy was visiting the police officer girl that got her head drilled into, and she's like completely fine and unfazed at all. And they're talking, and he's like, "You can't dive into your own well, your own subconscious, because that would be making yourself aware of your own subconscious." And I'm like, well, 100% in this show, Sakaido will dive into his own subconscious. Like, you just basically spoiled the whole show. So that's definitely gonna happen. You can book that. And he's probably like responsible for everything. So that'd be my prediction. Just some really, really blatant foreshadowing. This show is fine. It's very average. I think the scores online show it as being such. I'm not enthralled by it. I'm not gonna pass it. I mean, this is one of those shows where like I'm watching it and I keep checking how much time's left in the episode because I'm just ready to not watch it anymore because it's just not interesting. So I don't know. If you like crime dramas, I guess, you might like it, but this one's a little more like trippy than the others. So it's not like a show that's going to be like, oh, you're not going to have your feet constantly grounded in reality the whole time. You're going to be going back and forth between like dream worlds and subconscious worlds. So it's interesting, I guess, but not passing.
It seems like it's making up for its lack of good like crime writing with having like a gimmick of like the wells, but at the end of the day,
it's not.
You want a good mystery out of a mystery show, and it's not that good.
It's just not interesting. The story's not interesting, and the characters aren't interesting. And Aoki, it seems like everything he's done since Fate Zero hasn't panned out to be all that great. People hated All No Zero, so I'll keep giving him tries because he's got his name, but I don't know. Next.
You want me to go next?
I can go or you can go. What do you want?
I can go ahead and do it. So mine today is Magia Record, the sorry if I mispronounced that, Madoka Magica side story. And it is also by Shaft, just like the original. And you can watch it on Funimation or Crunchyroll. The previous one that Mitz covered is also on Funimation. But this one is slotted for 13 episodes, according to Mao. And the director is Gekidan Inu Kuri, who worked on some of the stop motion sequences in the original's labyrinth scenes. So, but now he is directing the side story. And for those who maybe don't know much about Madoka Magica, this one is based off of a spin-off on a mobile game. And I'm not sure where it falls timeline because I myself have not played the game and I have also not seen Rebellion, but I've seen the original Madoka Magica, so I know basically what's going on. But if you don't know anything about it, I recommend watching the original because if you try to jump into this, it's not going to make any sense, or it's like all of the like interesting like reveals in the first one will be completely spoiled if you try to jump into this. So Madoka Magica, the very, very basic gist of it is that there are these women or these girls who are approached by this magical ferret. It looks like a ferret to me, named Kyubey, and he transforms them into magical girls after granting them one wish, and then these magical girls then obtain magical armor and abilities that allow them to fight these enemies known as witches that are threats to humanity. And these witches exist in this like separate realm called labyrinths, and they're very trippy shaft worlds that are like a manifestation of the witch's subconscious. And then there are a bunch of secrets in the original, so I highly recommend checking that one out. And this series definitely bombards you with a lot of new characters straight from episode 1. We're introduced to Iroha, who is a pink-haired, almost copycat of Madoka. She looks very much like her. And Magia Record doesn't have like the element of surprise like the original did. And in episode 3 of the original, we learn things that kind of change everything that we thought we knew. But we already know all of those secrets going into Magia Record straight from the first episode, and so this one just jumps straight into it. And Iroha can't remember what she wished for when she became a magical girl, and Kyubey doesn't either, at least won't tell her what the wish was. But she does have flashbacks of her sister and thinks that she wished for Kyubey to cure some illness that her sister had. But now that sister no longer exists in the world, and so if Kyubey granted her wish of becoming better, then why is she gone? Like, where has she gone? And so there's that mystery, and we're also presented with another mystery of this place called Kamihama City, where these witches that exist in this place are much stronger, and there's a rumor that if you go to this area, then there's something in there that can save magical, and Kyubei cannot enter the city. And when Iroha goes to Kamihama City, she meets a whole group of new magical girls and a tiny little baby version of Kyubei that cannot speak. And so it's there's a lot more mystery going on, but whether or not the series could introduce something new to shock us, I'm not so sure, because the element of surprise is gone already. But where I left off in episode 3, it could have a chance. Kyubei has enlisted the help of another magical girl to go and investigate Kamihama City and spy on the other girls who are in there, and to spy on them who might be conspiring against him. So it's possible we'll learn something new about the city, but I have no idea what's going to happen later on, if it's going to be, I don't know, something shocking. But visually, I still think it looks appropriately unsettling. The labyrinths still have this kind of eerie feel to them, and the mystery of like the friend ending stairs feels like a ghost story that you tell like around campfires. But the art direction in the witch scene still hold that kind of movie sense of dread to them, and the girls are so cutesy, which is how the original was able to shock us, but with its darker themes coming up. But sadly, that doesn't have an effect on us anymore. So I don't know, to be honest, none of the characters are grabbing me. Iroha is very sweet, but a lot of the other girls feel like just copycats of the original cast, and I'm not sure if the mystery will hold up. And I mean, I don't know. I feel like I already might know what this mysterious wish is, and if I'm correct, it's going to be very disappointing. But I want the series to introduce something that is going to change our perception of the events, and I just, unfortunately, with the first 3 episodes, I have no idea if that happened. So I still think I'm definitely still going to watch it because I want to see how it pans out, but I think we're going to fail it for review, because I think I'd rather give the spot to something new that when I'm so unsure of how Madoka is going to progress. But yeah, I'll talk about it more down the line though.
It is a travesty.
It is a magical girl show.
That was pretty good.
That was a hard transition to make.
Yeah.
No, I completely agree with you, Mandy. I mean, I watched a couple episodes and I just couldn't care less. As much as I love Shaft and the way their things look, I mean, that's why I started watching Yuki Yuna as a hero, because I'm like, and that was instantly just more engaging than this. So I agree.
Captain Avatar said ferrets are much nicer than Kyubei. True.
They are, yeah.
They bite your feet.
don't sully the ferret name with biting your feet and granting you eternal pain.
They hide all of your pens under your bed. They dump the water out on your floor. Yeah, much nicer than Kyubei.
Marginally. It's actually a close call now that you stack them up. So our final show for impressions this episode, because a lot of shows haven't gotten to 3 episodes yet, is excessive air quotes Enzo's #1 pick, and air quotes Koisuru Asteroid, which is over on Crunchyroll and VRV. This is another Doga Koba show done by relative new director Daisuke Hiramaki, who did An Angel Flew Down to Me. So if you aren't keen on your anime studios, Doga Koba has turned into the premier group of girls doing mostly cute things studio. They've done Sancho Sanyo, Yuri, Uzumaid, the previous mentioned Wataten, How Heavy Are the Dumbbells You Lift, and the show that feels the most similar to the one I'm about to talk about, New Game. Essentially, if a competently done moe club show is enough to get you into the door, this show will absolutely scratch that itch. The designs are solid, and I'm a big fan of like the two-toned look of the main character Mira's eyes. My only problem with the look of the show is they gave everyone overly shiny hair. Like, on people's like Flash, they have like the light spots. They're peppered all over the hair, and I can't unsee it, and now you can't either. I'm sorry. But anyway, this show...
Are they like stars? Are there stars in their hair?
They're not. They're just they're just blobs of light.
They drop bleach all over the paintings, or whatever.
I don't know what it is. It's very shiny, and that's the biggest complaint I have with it from a visual aspect. The story revolves, very funny joke, about the Earth Science Club, which is a combination of two clubs who only by their merging have enough members to stay club, and those are the Geographical Research Society and the Astronomy Club to form one conglomerate. And since the clubs act as one, it kind of gives an easy avenue for the characters of one faction to explain members to the other, because they have to do everything together. But you don't have like a Yaomushi pedal situation where a character is in the bike club but doesn't know anything about biking. And it's like, well, how do you explain that? Here you kind of have the astronomy girls can explain stuff to the earth science girls and vice versa. So it kind of gives a nice avenue where they can teach you other things. And the show just reminds us that all these girls are big old nerds who reference mathematical formulas, knowledge of planets, satellites, minerals. It's a bit forced sometimes, but it feels like it kind of went to Wikipedia and like, oh, let's put up space facts and ground facts and rock facts in here. But it is nice and it's charming enough. And they do have a very good piece of advice for all students. If you're in school, mind your units, because that'll get you.
Mind your units?
Mind your units. When you're doing a math problem and you have like meters and feet and two different things.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
You gotta convert that, my friend.
Is that a math nerd joke?
No, it wasn't even a joke. It was just a good heads
a fact of life.
A PSA.
I mean, the ISS, International Space System, had problems space station. Sorry, because you have different groups working on it from all over the world, and some people use metric and some people use freedom units, and you got to make sure those cooperate. But besides all that science stuff, the show leans very much on the soft Yuri relationship that develops between the various members, especially episode 3, where almost every interaction is colored with like the feelings that characters have for one another. And whether you see this as like youthful discovery or something more, we'll see how the show takes it. It's not necessarily a good or a bad thing. It's just a question of, do you like your cute girls doing cute girls things show having that? Yes or no will kind of help lean your preference as to where this goes. I'll try to be quick. The show nails the aesthetic it's going for, and if it sounds up your alley, absolutely go for it. The problem is, I don't think that this is going to provide anything drastically different from the mini shows of its ilk. We've been watching it every week in the Discord for Anime Club, and it's enjoyable, it's relaxing, it's comforting, but I see this as eventually going to be a forgettable addition to the Moe catalog. It sits right in the middle of the pack. It's well done. It's solid. Check it out if you like it, but this isn't going to convert anyone, and it's not going to be worthy of a full in-depth review if we were to come to that. So I'm going to pass it very softly.
Oh, you're going to pass it?
No, I'm kidding. I'm going to fail it.
I'm so confused. What's happening?
No, I'm fine. It's just not worth the time to discuss it.
Damn, you threw me off bad there. I was like...
Me too.
I know. You guys look like you're already ready to find the drop, so I wanted to see if I could... No, yeah, we're failing this.
Well, I mean, I was ready to find the drop.
See, I did get you. I got you real good.
Yeah, I had like my finger on it. I was like, whoa, back away from that drop. All right, so we just passed... What was the name of that show?
Keep your hands off Eizouken.
Eizouken ni wa te o dasuna.
Mm-hmm.
So we failed Koisuru Asteroid, Madoka Magica, and it invaded. So, guys, we're going to have a couple retro shows this season, I think.
I think we're just making room for the new hot stuff that's coming down the pipeline.
Yeah.
Oh wow. New hotness.
New hotness.
Well, we're going to be doing our impressions each week for the next 3 weeks, and that will wrap them up. We have quite a lot left to go. So, but for now, we have our first pass of the season. So, shall we do some mailbags? We have time for that. It's amazing.
What's a mailbag again? It's been so long.
It's time for an almighty anime mailbag. Anime.
I'm assuming this is the
dance. Anime.
Mailbag. All right, guys. If you want to submit a mailbag, The website is www.aaapodcast.com. There's a mailbag button on the top. Pretty easy. Hey, this one's from Old Soul Long Pole. Love it. Hey, AAA. Found you guys a bit ago and have enjoyed every episode. I started at episode 150, the earliest episode on the streaming I use. That's because that's the earliest episode on the RSS feed. If you want to go earlier than that, you got to go to our website to get the really, really ancient stuff. Thank you for making my job less boring. I drive a Caterpillar vehicle at a lumber yard. Well, please be careful. My question is, I'm moving to Parkersburg. Any tips on things to do / attractions in West Virginia? This is so obviously a question for me. Because that's where I'm from. I'm sure that's why you're asking. Well, West Virginia is really great for outdoor adventure. So I definitely recommend that you get your hiking boots, maybe buy a canoe. And Parkersburg is definitely like down south compared to where I'm from, which is near it's like real close to the border of Ohio and West Virginia. And you're going to have a lot of wilderness down there. So I definitely recommend that you get there's whitewater rafting you could do, hiking, mountain biking, probably some skiing down there. That's what West Virginia has to offer you. So get after it. That's what I would recommend. Everything else, you can play video games and stuff anywhere you are. So all the sort of normal things like movie theaters and all that, that's going to be every place. The one thing West Virginia has going for it, a lot like the thing that Denver has going for it, is that you're not just going to find the Rocky Mountains in every city. You're not just going to find endless, vast wilderness in every place like West Virginia's got. So I'd take advantage of it if you're not hyper averse to being outdoors and doing stuff. Next up.
I've been to West Virginia once, and I went whitewater rafting, and it was a good old time.
There you go.
I second.
There you go. And lots of deer.
Oh man, we have lots of deer here in Ohio.
I don't really.
My mom has one of those doorbells that records the image, and hers goes off every night, and she looks at it, and there's just deer just standing in the front yard.
I don't
go home. You're banned.
I don't condone hunting, but there's definitely a lot of hunting in West Virginia. So, next up,
my dad is a hunter, and I'd say deer meat's real good.
There you go.
But the next question is it's from Yotaru Vegeta, and they say, "Help me out, AAA. Does this season have the most isekai ever, or am I just misremembering? It looks like 50% of the fall shows are isekais." Yes.
You were right, pretty much. That's a really old mailbag, but yeah, you were right.
Yeah. There were a ton in that season. But I said that I kind of like that we were getting some ones that were doing something at least a little bit different and not taking themselves super seriously. Mm-hmm. I kind of like the joke ones that are Kasha's hero was just a big goofy tie. And I like that we're starting to get a few more that are aimed more at they have female leads Bookworm, and there's another one coming out called the Reborn as a Villainous one. That one's coming out sometime soonish this year. So yeah, I don't know, we're getting some that are different.
The although I like this season though, I'm gonna make a smart ass joke here, but there's if you were to watch Infinite Dendrogram, which is something we'll do an impression on later, the kid puts his VR MMO helmet on and he lays in his bed and plays that shit for there's one part in episode 2 he takes it off. It's 5 a.m. and I would say, is that an isekai?
I mean, if it's a VR, I wouldn't say so.
I mean, but you're forcibly being removed from real life.
Well, then I am in an isekai because shit, I played Warcraft for 5 hours.
Oh no, I'm an anime. Mandy's an anime.
Yeah, Mason was with me.
Oh no, I'm double anime.
Double anime.
Anyway,
you got double isekai, man.
Got double isekai, and it hurts so good. The last one comes from Cream Puff, and they write, "So recently, I've been listening to a lot of older episodes. Still love them, but I would just like to take a minute and say Mitsugi has some of the best character progression of anime main characters. Oh no, I'm an anime, Mandy's an anime, and now Mitt is one of the best anime."
I've had character progression. What would that be?
I don't know. We got to go back. We have to go to the deep lore. We need a Mitsugi Cullen's Brotherhood edition to give us the compilation video.
I don't know. Interesting.
Mitsugi Z, give us the Spark Notes. How has he changed over the years?
I don't know. I feel like I can't evaluate myself. Like that's not something that can happen. So, all right. Well, that's the end of the mailbags. So,
and we're at the end of the podcast, guys. Thanks.
Yeah.
Oh, sad.
Oh no.
Oh, lay sad.
Oh, lay sad.
And I think we're gonna do an after, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're watching us on Twitch, stick around for that. And if you're not, you should subscribe to us. So then you can get that bonus content. And come watch Mason and I play Warcraft and Danganronpa.
and others.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you so much, guys. Next week, we have more impressions. And I believe next week we're talking about cells, correct? Is that next week?
Anime cells, and I need to buy something so I have something new to talk about. But I also might have a couple of little gems hidden in my back room. We'll find out.
Very nice. Watch Eizouken, everybody.
Also, thank you, Icy.
Oh,
so
yes,
much
of course.
for
Thank you.
all of your hard work.
IcyRose is a gem. So.
Yeah.
All right. Peace out.
See y'all next time.
See ya.
Sayonara.
Have a good week.
Zetsubo Sensei.